if you melting out there from your freezing cold takes about Black Widow. If you smash that motherfucking like button. Welcome to Black and Black Times Infinity. I am your interim host, the oldest ninja in the world, Old Ninja, and on my left, your boy Blue.
Hey, we've been trying to reach you about your car warranty. We'd like to know if you'd like to extend your warranty.
Let me hang up this
Oh,
call right
and of
now.
course, this dude comes in right at the intro.
Right at the intro.
Right at the
So,
intro. Oh, look at
so
him all fucking clean shaved and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. But on my far left, choking people out, spinning the dials on the ones and twos, Cronus.
Just saying, I'm glad I stayed masked up until July 15th. Now it's gonna get pushed back until fucking August 15th at least. So yeah, all you stupid motherfuckers not wearing masks, now you're all getting infected at a high rate. Like you're spiking again. You silly fucks. They warned you. I warned you. Anyway, go ahead.
And then last but not least, creeping up in here like a thief in the night, Cthulhu's prodigy.
What up, what up, what up? Skate, skate.
Look at this young man here.
This young
man.
He's all shaved.
What happened? Yeah, what happened to his face hair?
He's all shaved and stuff, so they can't get a sample of his DNA. No hair plugs.
Hide from it.
They can get that eyebrow. You can shave them eyebrows. They can still get that.
God damn.
Fucking your pubic hairs.
He's really on the run from Zuck out there from his safe house.
Well,
there you go.
How's San Diego, man?
So far, so good. I mean, weather's perfect and all that shit. I haven't really explored much of it, obviously, but it's all right. It's all right. The job keep me busy though.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
We gotta make that money, man.
Yeah, there was some long days, so it's all good. Good to be here.
Yeah.
So we got to start. We got some statistics for folks.
That we do. First, we're gonna start with listener of the week. I guess Kimberly got dethroned, even though she's number 2. But the listener of the week would be user 327561421. So there you go. You got replaced by a bot. Sorry. And Cake Man
Hey
is
man,
first.
that bot.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that bot can throw it in a circle, a perfect circle.
Yeah, perfect circle. And Cake Man is first in the chat. What's going on, fam? It's good to see you again. We got to meet up at some point in time. I haven't seen you or your family in over a year. I want to see your twins. Your wife. We always hang out all the time, and it's we miss you guys.
Damn, I haven't seen Cake Man in I've seen him once after his wedding, and that was it.
Damn.
Yeah, because we were all at some event, and he showed up, and his wife wasn't there, but it was just him, and he was there for like a hot minute. Said what's up. I forgot what the event was, but he was there for a minute, and then I haven't seen him since. That was like literally years ago.
Yeah, the last time I saw him, we were doing a photo shoot for his kids. I think it was like their 2-year birthday type photo shoot. But oh man, it wasn't the right time for photos for those kids. But I got some cool candid shots of them running around and crying and screaming. But one was he found the stick and started playing with that. But it was still pretty cool to capture those moments. So they have I definitely gotta hit them up, see if they want to schedule another shoot. I need to get back behind the camera again. I'm getting rusty.
Never forget, Cake Man was the originator, for those who don't know, of the wonderful phrase "weekend pussy."
So yeah. Wonderful.
Yes, he was.
We got some RIPs here.
Put that shit on shirt.
I'm pretty sure Cake Man already
it out and for whom?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cake Man has a shirt that says something about weekend pussy. But we're gonna pour out some King Cobra this week. For our dearly departed, we're going to start off with Paul Ordendorff, a WWE Hall of Fame wrestler known as Mr. Wonderful.
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he fought Hulk Hogan in the first ever WrestleMania. He teamed up with Roddy Piper to fight Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. He lost in that fight. And in the following year, in the second WrestleMania, Mr. Wonderful fought Hulk Hogan again. He lost again. In the 70s, he was drafted in the 12th round to the New Orleans Saints. But he moved on to professional wrestling shortly after. Mr. Wonderful has never to the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005. He was a part of several cases against the WWE from a group of wrestlers as to claims of neurological trauma from their bouts. The cases were dismissed because the claims were filed after a statute of limitations expired or because they were frivolous, according to court documents. 3 days before his death, Ordendorf's son posted on his Instagram, "I hope the world will start to take notice of the brain damage and the consequences of this lifestyle." Ordendorf was 71. Cause of death has not been disclosed.
I mean, listen, if people really actually cared about, CTE and wrestlers, then the world should have stopped with Chris Benoit. Like, seriously, the guy seemed very normal up until he murdered his entire family and then committed suicide. And nobody seemed to care, And if you don't think that, his repeated traumas in the ring had no bearing on his mental issues, then you're fucking crazy. I mean, especially knowing what we know now about, football players and fighters. And, I mean, you can see all kinds of people that are in combat sports or, high-impact sports that get brain damage from these things. And people just pretend like these things don't exist. And people think that, they got paid a lot of money, so it's okay. No, it's not okay. It doesn't, no matter how much money you get paid, it doesn't excuse the fact that, the rest of your life is now degraded and you don't have any recourse for that, And a lot of these people that, especially wrestlers, they don't actually get paid that much money unless you're like a high profile. What the fuck is going on here? I keep hearing moving around.
That's Prodigy.
Is it?
I think it's Prodigy.
What have I done?
I don't know what you're doing.
I think
You're doing something.
Hold on.
It's like it's the mic that you have on your shirt that's like rubbing against your shirt.
Yeah, it's like picking up everything.
Well, now you're muted, but
yeah.
Oh,
but yeah, so
go ahead.
With like the wrestlers, like, you see a lot of these cases where like once these people get their brains start getting all twisted and fucked up, like they usually take it out on other people too. Like they're either like super abusive to their spouses, their kids, or they even end up like with them murdering somebody. Like it gets pretty fucking violent with people with these cases. So it's definitely something they need to start taking serious, because it's not just one person losing their life; it's a whole fucking family. Even though the person was paid hella money, which a lot of times it isn't that much, but like if they're still out there fucking killing another person, which is sad.
Yeah, I mean we don't take mental health or any sort of brain injury seriously in America because we all believe we're the best. And we're letting down a whole subset of our population that has to deal with these issues because it doesn't affect us, but it does. I mean, it's our society, so people need to recognize that we are society. We're individuals, but as individuals, we contribute to a thing called society. And when one of us has an issue, we should all take notice and see what the fuck the issue is and if we can solve it. So I think this is something that's solvable because it's recognizable.
Yeah.
All right.
But people are selfish. All right.
Next up on the RIP list, we have Charlie Robinson. He's best known for playing Mac, the court clerk in the 80s and early 90s sitcom Night Court.
Oh, shit. Really? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he's had a 5-decade-long career in Hollywood and appeared in TV shows such as Buffalo Bill, Heart of Dixie.
That was the tall guy?
That's Richard Mall. No,
it's the black guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Charlie Robinson's the black dude, Mac.
The only black guy.
Yeah, he wasn't. Well, no, because in the first half of Night Court, they had the two bailiffs, and one of them was an old white lady, and later on, Marsha Warfield joined the cast. So there was a black male and a black female.
That's true.
Robinson was also on the Bernie Mac show for a little bit. He was on SDS and Home Improvement and various other shows. He's been in movies such as The River, Set It Off, Antoine Fisher, Sugar Hill, and Secret Santa. He used to sing when he was a teenager. He used to sing for R&B groups such as Archie Bells and the Drells and Southern Clouds of Joy. He was also a theater actor performing in Southern California in the stage production of Fences and Death of a Salesman, Those are the ones he's got some accolades for. His last project was 4 episodes of the show Love in the Time of Corona, which was last year. He died at the age of 75 from a heart attack brought on from septic shock from a type of cancer he had.
Damn, man.
R.I.P. And that's the R.I.P.s for this week.
Poor guy. It's fucked up.
Sucks.
But he's in a lot of stuff. I mean, his parts may not have been huge, but he's still in like a ton of.
Yeah, he has a pretty long laundry list of stuff he's been in.
Mm-hmm.
There was some scene, I don't know if it was fucking in Seinfeld or I can't remember what the fuck it was, but it's like it became a gif where he was like, "Is that a fucking penis?" Yeah, it's him in it, and he's like looking up all fucking bewildered and shit. Yeah, you'll have to find the gif anyway.
Oh man, I'm trying to search for it, see if I can find it.
Oh damn! All right.
So
oh yeah, I found it.
Where are we gonna go
Wait.
first? Where are we going first?
Well,
sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on. No, I was gonna try to share the image.
You want me to share
So
it?
this is. Oh, did you find it?
I mean, I can. I mean, I'm an internet guy. What's the guy's name again?
Well, no, I have it right here. I'll just share my screen,
Yeah.
or I'll do my little.
You know.
Oh,
this is right
he
here.
just didn't post.
It's
He
like,
has a movie coming
is
out.
that a penis? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a movie called Underwater Upside Down. That's doesn't have a release date.
It's about buying a
But he
house.
has a movie called Sleepwalking. Oh, that's not a movie. It's a short. Never mind. But yeah, there you go.
Is that a penis?
Actually, real quick disclaimer for this podcast. So apparently, Google Meetup has changed their policy to have it so it's only an hour. We hit that last week with Prodigy. Like, you cut him off, and we didn't know what the fuck happened, and then he just stayed off the show, which is fine. But I have Google One, but apparently that might not cover the unlimited thing. So right now I'm doing a trial for Google Meetups Unlimited, but I don't know if it went through all the way. So if this shuts off, you know, I'll dial them back in. But just letting you know, like an hour in, you might lose everybody else but me. So
Good shit.
so we'll get you back.
Okay, all good. Well, wait, you guys are everybody's remote, huh?
Yeah, you just now noticed that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a long last weird day.
Well, originally, so after the podcast last week, I looked it up, and like Google had basically for COVID, they basically took their service and extended it, kind of like what Zoom did. Is it Zoom? Yeah, Zoom did that too. And the end of June 30th was they cut that shit off. They're like, you motherfuckers are getting charged now. But if you're doing one-on-ones, you get unlimited time. But if you're doing like a group meeting, then it's only an hour. So outside of that, you have to pay. Was it $8 or something like that for their premium service?
The weird thing is, last week it was technically one-on-one, and it cut him off.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, because it was you, Prodigy, and the BTI account. Because isn't that the one that was hosting it?
Okay, well,
yeah.
I mean, now I'm doing it on my normal account, like my personal account. But then you did like if I have Google One, I shouldn't have to pay extra for meetups.
Yeah.
It's fucking because I'm already paying you for like the rest of your services, so it's kind of stupid.
Well, one cool thing when you do sign up for the unlimited, the $8 thing, I think it's like you get, I think like 200 gigs of storage.
Well, I already have a bunch of storage. That's the thing is that I already have like the storage. I already paid for extra. I paid for like 100 gigs of storage. So, yeah, thanks Google.
Thanks Google.
Fucking blood money.
AK Skynet.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
FBI, get on the floor.
Gentlemen, where you want to go first? There's a whole bunch of topics that are really good.
There's only one we need to go.
What's that?
Sorry.
Oh well, there's
set
one.
it up, Blue.
I'm trying to wait to see if someone else will join the podcast a little bit later. So we'll do that one first.
That's fine. We can circle back to it. Where do you want to start?
Oh man,
I know where I want to start.
Where do you want to start?
I want to start with this Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Did y'all see this shit?
Yes, I did.
Holy shit!
I gotta look this shit up.
You didn't see this? There's like this trailer that dropped where Nickelodeon's doing their own game basically like PlayStation All Stars and Super Smash Brothers, and it's all of their like
Oh shit.
licensed characters like fighting each other out. Like you got like SpongeBob and like I guess Ninja Turtles because I guess they own the rights to that or whatnot. So
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Back up, old ninja. Who's the studio that made this game? Is it Nickelodeon?
Probably because they do have a video game studio, and most of their studios make web-based or mobile games. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to see who's the creator of it, and it doesn't. It just says Nintendo. I mean, not Nintendo. It says Nickelodeon.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's
Jonas?
their own studio because they do have because they don't. I mean, I'm pretty sure they've done a bunch of console stuff, but we're not. It's not our target. We're not their target audience, so we're not paying attention to that.
You're not.
So,
I am. I'm just saying. I got kids and shit.
I'm watching the gameplay, the trailers and stuff like that. This game looks fun as fuck.
yeah, I'm just hoping that the gameplay is actually like on par with some of these other brawl.
Bro, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get this. So let me just the announce. So the studio is Ludosity.
Yeah, I was gonna say it says it on here.
And let me just tell you the characters so far that have been announced. Michelangelo, Leonardo, you know where they're from. Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberries. Powdered Toast Man from Ren and Stimpy. SpongeBob SquarePants, you know where he's from. Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob SquarePants. Patrick Star from SpongeBob. Oblina from Ah Real Monsters. Lucy Loud from Loud House.
Oh,
Lincoln
yeah.
Loud from Loud House. Helga from Hey Arnold. Reptar from Rugrats. Zim from Invader Zim. Thank you.
Nice.
Who's announced Gurr. I'm just waiting for that. Danny Phantom from Danny Phantom. Cat Dog obviously. Korra from The Legend of Korra. And
Oh,
Aang
shit.
from Avatar: The Last Bender. God damn, that is a great first lineup. I'm sure they're gonna have more, but damn, that's a good lineup.
I gotta quote the gif out there. Shut up and take my motherfucking money. Like, goddamn, just that alone. And like, I'm seeing that it's actually gonna be available on the
All
PS4, PS5, the Switch,
All
the
platforms.
Xbox S Series, and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my only question, and I'm not
So far.
raining on this shit because that sounds pretty cool, is have they made any fighting games prior?
I'll have to look it up. That I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that I
Well,
don't know, but
It's funny when I saw this on our list and it said All Star Brawl Nickelodeon. The first thing I thought was like the cast of all that from Nickelodeon, like old school, like I got a Snick. That was no one Snick, but I thought like some of the old cast members had gotten into a brawl at a fucking like Winter Churchill in the South or something like that. I thought there was an actual fight that broke out. I actually didn't know it was a game that they released.
It looks like Slap City was one of their games, which I'm not familiar with.
oh, so Slap City's the super. If that's what I think it is that the dodgeball game that's super popular right now?
No, that's a different game. That's called something. I can't remember. It's not Slap City.
It's not Slap City. Because I've heard of Slap City and I know people are playing it a bit. So, but yeah, I mean, if this has the gameplay, you're looking at.
Slap
You're
City is
looking
kind
at-
of a Slap City is kind of a broad knockoff itself. Like I'm looking at some of the footage and screenshots, and it looks like it's a 4-player game where you're trying to knock each other off a platform.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I mean, if they expand on this and they do the brawl, I mean, they have the other brawl, like the Smash Brothers and PlayStation All Stars to kind of go off of, and they're using the Unity engine. If this is done right, this could be a huge hit. This could be like fighting tournament, hit.
Yeah, but they don't have like a really, to Prodigy's point, they've made games, yes, but not a lot of them are like, except for like Magica, I guess. But even then, that's not really a well-known game. And Slap City, which I'm not too familiar with. They have a few others as well, but to be honest, most of them I've never even fucking heard of. So.
Yeah, me neither.
But, I mean,
you never know.
Just because we don't know them doesn't mean they don't make. Doesn't mean they can't make a good game. From the trailer that I watched, it looked like it looked like a PlayStation All Stars or Super Smash Brothers. So it looked up to that at least level. So we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look, If you give me just Ninja Turtles, SpongeBob, and Avatar characters, like that sounds fun right then and there. You know what I mean? So, but the only other thing I was gonna say is, I wonder if it's gonna be like one of those $40 games, or whether it's gonna be $60-$70 game as well. Because that the price point may bear
all of a sudden,
weigh in on
all of a sudden, Prodigy's pinching pennies.
I mean, I'm just saying for the average person.
No, I'm just saying you just got a new job that pays you a fucking $5 million. I'm just,
I mean, if
watching sucks balls.
I mean, if this is releasing on like the current gen stuff, I won't be surprised if this is a $59.99, game, especially if they, knock it out of the park. I mean, you never know. Yeah. Just like nobody knew about Respawn when they came out, and they hit a home run with Titanfall. So
yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna be fucking honest right now. All right, this generation of games have been real fucking hit and miss. This PS5, Xbox Series X generation has been so hit or miss, and it's mostly misses so far for me.
But I mean, what? To their defense, I guess, in each year of every new console, there's usually like that only one or two games that are pretty much stellar, where everything else is just kind of, because they're still kind of figuring out, they're still trying to develop for this new technology. We're probably not going to see anything super spectacular until 2022, late 2022, early 2023.
No. Because there's been plenty of fucking generations where you've gotten hit after hit, right from the get go, and this one
from the gate,
yeah, right from the gate, like all the way back to like the PS2 era.
And this game is scheduled to drop this fall.
Yeah, it says Q3, but I won't be surprised if it gets pushed back, which is fine.
I'm looking over my shoulder of like games that I've publicly said on this podcast I was looking forward to, and things that fucking sucked. Like, I was looking forward to Cyberpunk. That game sucked because of fucking obvious glitches and shit. Outriders, but fucking trash. Spider-Man Miles Morales was good, but it was like also not a full-fledged game. It's basically, they just took the engine from the original Spider-Man game on the PS4 and put Miles Morales in. Don't get me wrong, it was way better, but that was definitely a hit. Returnal was okay.
Cyberpunk was not a launch type game. It came out before. Around the time the other consoles kind of launched, and they were up for...
it was still one of the games that was still touted of having, like high frame rates, super graphically intensive, blah blah blah, next gen, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Returnal was okay, but it had some serious issues because of like if your shit went into rest mode, then you lost all your shit, and there was really no saves. That's a huge problem for me. After I've played another rogues-like game like Hades, where in Hades, if I'm playing a game and because I'm playing on the Switch, and say my daughter wants to play on the Switch, she closes my game out. I'm like, oh, okay, that sucks. But when I pull it back up, it puts me back to where I was. Returnal is not like that. Returnal, if you stop the game, then for any reason, power outage, whatever, it puts you back at the very beginning. It's fucking bullshit.
So on if you go to I keep wanting to say Nintendo. If you go to Nickelodeon allstarbrawl.com, on the bottom you can pre-order the game, and when you click on the link to go to Target or whatever, it has it marked on here a release date of October 5th, 2021, and the price tag is $50.
Okay, well that's normal. I mean
that's pretty decent.
Last gen prices.
And that's across the gens. They're all $49.99.
Right, that's good.
So both the Xbox, the PS4, the Switch, and the PS5.
Right, so
I think that's a good, decent price for.
Well, it depends on how much content it has. So
a game.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's true.
Biomutant, I talked about. I was looking forward to it for a while. It's not great. It's not really a great game.
Oh wait, you have it?
Yeah, it's in my hand.
Oh shit!
This is Biomutant.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I just clicked off. I did not know you had it.
It's not great.
Damn, that sucked.
Yeah.
Because it looked great.
This game is great. Ratchet and Clank, 100% worth it. This game is fucking awesome.
You got that game.
Yeah. So if y'all are if y'all want a reason to, play your PS5 and like really see like how cool it is, Ratchet and Clank it's not super graphically intensive as far as I'm concerned. It does look excellent, but it doesn't look photorealistic because to me, Ratchet and Clank games, it's a throwback to like the '90s era cartoons. Even with like, the humor, the pacing of everything, it's like a cartoon that you're watching. And it's really good, but it's just not, it's not photorealistic, but it's really good. So if y'all get a chance, definitely check out Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart. It's a really good game. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. It's another Insomniac game. I'm pretty sure it's Insomniac, right? Am I tripping here? Yeah,
Insomniac. Insomniac. Yeah. But go back to that that launch window for even the PS4, which seems like it was forever ago. I know they had Killzone Shadowfall, which was disappointing. Let's be real. Even though I'm a Sony fan, it was very disappointing.
Yeah.
I like the game.
Some people were disappointed in even Infamous Second Son compared to Infamous 1 and 2.
Oh, not me.
Yeah.
Shit. No, I love that fucking game.
No. Second Son was dope.
Yeah. Well, again, go back and look at some of those reviews. It was good, but it didn't have, some people didn't like it. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
There were a lot of, and wasn't that one of the years that even like, was that Call of Duty Ghost or one of the ones that people didn't like as much as well?
I don't know.
It's hard for me to remember.
What year? But Call of Duty Ghost was kind of trash.
Well, well, I mean, when you talk about launch titles for the PS4. There was a lot of games, but also there was overlap with the last generation. But we're past launch at this point. We're well past launch, and so But I'll give it a concession. Okay, COVID happened, so I get that. So we're still getting games pushed back. Ghostwire Tokyo got pushed back just because of COVID, which is fine. Just make a good game. Don't pull an Outriders and give me some fucking shitty. I mean, I'm not gonna call Outriders shitty, but I ain't playing it anymore because it's just not fun. So that's the problem. It's not fun.
Holy shit! Yeah, I'm looking on the Xbox side too because there was a couple of exclusives on here like that Roman game Rise Son of Rome that wasn't received too well. Fighter Within, I don't even know what this one. This is a Ubisoft game that didn't go nowhere. There was Dead Rising 3, which was like kind of popular, but it didn't sell like crazy numbers. There was Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty Ghost, which got shit on. There was Forza Motorsports 5, but that was like one of the standout games. And then there's Killer Instincts, which was surrounded in controversy.
Yeah, a lot of these like you had to buy fucking characters like that.
Yeah, you had to buy characters. It literally came with 2 characters, and you had to buy additional characters. I was like, "What?"
You had to buy the game. Well, who the fuck buys the game for 2 characters? A fighting game.
Yeah, especially fighting. But now, don't forget though, and because now we're in mid July. In August, we get a brand new IP of Kena, Bridge of Spirits, which looks kind of whimsical. I don't know if it's RPG or partial RPG. It's certainly third person and looks interesting. That could be a big one. I don't know.
It looks really good to me, but like I said, I mean, Biomutant looked good to me, and so did Outriders. So I'm hesitant to say what I'm really excited for. Yeah, No Man's Sky.
Yeah,
shit. But at least No Man's Sky.
I mean,
they have fixed it. Basically.
Yeah, playing No Man's Sky now is it's completely different. It's completely different game.
I gotta throw it in there because I would say No Man's Sky was the least amount of time I've put in on a game. I realized I was I'm just doing the same fucking thing every planet I go to. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just mining. It's not the game that I saw at E3 that one time. I know we keep bringing this game up and shitting on it all over the place, and they've updated it and this and that, but man, that game left really sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Nut taste.
Well, I don't know. That tastes like how you.
That's the correct answer, Blue. Blue had the right answer.
Yeah. Oh man. So there's actually a game I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm probably gonna wait because I'm a fan of the franchise, but it's the Aliens Fireteam Elite game, the 3-player co-op kind of horde-ish kind of game. I know there's a story because I watched the half an hour the free play stuff, but it looks interesting. I'm going to wait. It comes out the same day as Kena, but
do they do one of those how it was Jason or what is it, Friday 13th, where like one player is the alien and everybody else is like trying to kill him? Oh, okay.
No, you're on a team of 3 and you're on a mission to like
that's right,
save a bunch of people from like an alien infestation. And they have different classes. They have like the tank, the like assault guy, and there's like 2 other classes, but you can only be 3 people on a fire team. And there should be 4 because there's 4 classes from what I saw. Well, so we'll see. But I'm interested to see. I'm gonna wait the first like week. I'm gonna wait for reviews, see what happens. So.
Well, also don't forget. I mean, we're completely missing out. Resident Evil Village got excellent reviews, and it was a great game. And it came out, yes, not right at launch, but certainly this spring in early May.
Came out in May, but but it also came out missing content.
Yeah.
So, no, hold on. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm talking about the RE-verse, which they said in April of 2020 would be available on launch. Then they pushed it back literally 2 weeks before launch and said you're not going to get it until the fall of 2021.
See, so, you could be right. I always thought that was like a separate DLC, and that they did push back. But
I played the beta. So I played the beta when it was released, and it was like super kind of weird because there was like a timed window. You could only play it from like 11 to like 1 a.m. on the West Coast, and like you couldn't play all day the next day. Like the very last day it was available, you could only play it from 5 to 10 at night, and it was just super weird. And they said when they did their showcase in April of 2020 that it will be available day 1 at launch, just like when Resident Evil 3 came out, you got Resident Evil Resistance.
That's true.
That did not happen. So the game released with missing content. So I'm just saying.
Hold on. I'll concede that per what they said, absolutely. However, the campaign itself, along with Mercenaries, it's a really good game. So, you can't shit on what actually did release. Maybe they'll add to it, sure, but it was spectacular.
My favorite thing about Resident Evil's Village is the the PC hacks that you can do for big gothic vampire
titties all out. Yeah, you can have her
titties all out underwear. Yeah,
have
great.
Her like double size. She goes from double D to like triple F. It's all bouncing.
Or she walks around naked. How about that one?
That too. I mean, they did that for Resident Evil 2 and 3. So they had some really crazy like stuff. So so here's a game that I thought that they didn't really make anymore, is the No More Heroes game. That's coming out to the Switch in August.
Yeah, they kept making them. I mean, y'all don't.
Yeah, I thought they stopped. Yeah, I don't play it, but that's super interesting. I know that's it's got like a niche, or it's got its popularity. So they're doing ones for the Switch, and then Psychonauts 2, which should be coming out, comes out August 25th. So that should be interesting to see. So I know a lot of people have been waiting over a decade for this, and we talked about it a little bit last week. Was the Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut? You can pre-order now the content for $19.99, but they're doing a cutoff date.
Was it the Ghost of Tsushima, or was it Death Stranding doing a director's cut, or both?
Both.
Okay.
So Ghost of Tsushima,
I'll get both.
It's being reported that it's adding 15 to 20 hours of game plus new. Plus new abilities, I guess, new fighting styles, I think, and then a whole new island that you get to explore. So, I got to sign up before they do the cutoff, but you can pre-order now. It's pretty cool.
That's
so, great. I guess Godfall is coming to the PS4. Wait, I thought Godfall was already out.
Godfall.
Yeah, that was another. That's another failed PS5 launch, actually.
Yeah, definitively.
Oh, so yeah, because Godfall's coming to the PS4.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna buy it. So, anyway, let's move on to why everybody's on the podcast right now. Why everybody's watching, because they're curious for this topic. I was hoping that Stitch would come on, but I guess he missed his chance on this one. He'll have to just, I guess, totally miss it. So Prodigy, if I had a crow, I would feed it to you right now in a little bitty bites, like a baby, like a little baby. I'll do the airplane noise if you wanted to.
Choo-choo train.
About Black Widow. So people wanted to watch Black Widow, and people came out to watch Black Widow. So you were completely wrong about that. It made over $250 million opening weekend, which is pretty significant, especially during COVID times. I'll break it down for you. $80 million domestic box office, $78 million international box office, and over $60 million on Disney Plus Premier Access globally. God damn, that's a lot of money for Disney Plus to be pulling down. And I told you when this shit first, I said it even before COVID happened. If I could watch a movie at home, I'd be willing to pay up to like around $30 to watch a movie at home with my kids. And $30 is what they sell these movies for now, and people are buying them. And it shows. People care about the character. They wanted to see more MCU movies, and they ate that shit up. So, yeah. What do you got to say about that, Prodigy?
I saw the movie. Did you guys all see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
So you're saying this is a great... Hold on, wait.
Did you pay for it?
Hold on. You're saying this is a great movie? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm saying that it's so...
It definitely was a fun movie.
That it's
hold on. Well, answer the question. Are you saying it's a great movie? Because I saw it.
It's okay.
Is it a great movie? Yes or no?
It doesn't.
If you can't say... Okay, are you going to say yes or are you going to say no? Which one is it?
No, I'm not fitting in your fucking stupid box. Because Titanic sold fucking millions of dollars. Billions of dollars. And that movie was stupid as fuck. Did it sell? Yes, it sold. People wanted to watch it. The consumers, they spoke. You're changing the argument.
I thought it was a great movie.
I love Fast and Furious movies. Are they great? No. Do I love them? Yes. I love them. But they're not great movies.
Black Widow was a fun family film compared to was it the greatest of all of them out of the 50 Marvel movies that's been released? I don't know if 50. I'm talking about like the
20 some odd.
Marvel recent ones, yeah.
How about this, Prodigy? So we will that way we can both get what we want. Okay? Just admit that you were wrong, that nobody wanted to watch it, and then we'll talk about why we didn't like the movie. Well, what we didn't like about the movie.
Are we going to give... Well, hold on. Are we going to give reviews about it? Are we giving spoilers?
I'm not going to give spoilers, but I'll tell you what the problems that I had with the movie, which were kind of... There was 2 or 3 things. There were things that had problems with the movie. But it doesn't diminish from the fact that it did very well in selling itself. So, people wanted to watch it. You said nobody wanted to watch it.
Nobody wanted a Black Widow movie.
But they did.
And honestly, I didn't want a Black Widow movie, but we got one. I was like, okay. I didn't know I needed this, but I needed
it. I always need more ScarJo. I'm just saying.
And he's not going to say it, so it's all good. You're not going to say it.
Hold on. What did I just say? I said okay.
No, that's not. You're saying okay. People want to watch it.
I said okay. Okay.
That's not even an answer. That's not even an answer.
I said okay. You said statements. I said okay.
No, that's not an answer.
That should be the name of this episode. Hey, I said okay.
People wanted to watch the movie. People wanted to watch the movie.
Then.
You were wrong. Just admit you're wrong. It's all good. I've been wrong on all kinds of shit.
I said okay.
That's not an admission or anything. You're being silly about this, man.
Okay.
We're gonna go into like what you want to say in a minute, but you're just not gonna admit that you were wrong.
Sure.
Wait.
Sure. I can't believe you're doing this, man.
I love it. Seriously. I love it.
All right, whatever. It's
okay.
Fine. I might title this Prodigy was... No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that fucking petty. But
I am. I'm just saying. But I'll. You know who really loved this movie? Dominic Toretto. You know why? Because this was about family.
It's about family, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, honestly, every time they said family in this series, I was expecting Domino to kick in the door. Like,
oh my god, I would have lost my shit if that had happened. Oh my god.
Nothing's stronger than family. Right, we're gonna take down the Red Room.
I feel like if we don't let you say what you want to say, you're gonna fucking explode. So go ahead and shit all over the movie.
I'm not shitting all I did was ask you guys, do you think it was great? And Blue said it was great. So I want to hear why it was great. That's all.
The Phoenix and I watched it. I said it was great. I mean, it wasn't the greatest of the Marvel franchises, but it was still fun. Like, some of the jokes were kind of corny, but like, it was still action packed and like there's a bunch of cool stuff. And I mean, in the chat room, they had mentioned how like, it was kind of hard to watch because that she was gonna die just because what really fucking happens to her, whatever, with the whole snap. But then like, I was like, this isn't really a prequel. It's more like a missing video, basically, because it ties into like the middle of the MCU. It happens before. It happens after Civil War, but it happens before the snap. So like, they're still like Black Widow. She's on the run and stuff like that. She's hiding out, whatever. And we get to learn about other things, but we didn't really go into much of a backstory for Black Widow because a lot of the stuff we already knew. We already knew about the Red Room and how she was trained and blah blah blah. Like they didn't tell like basically like Batman. We didn't hear fucking how Black Widow became Black Widow for the fifth fucking time. Like they just got straight to the story. She had a family. Shit happened.
Family.
It just needed a 75 Charger at least in one scene. That's what it's missing. Supercharged.
Did we have one? Oh no, we had like a fucking like a VW like station wagon or some shit.
Yeah, we had like SUV and stuff.
Yeah, we did have the SUV. But I guess we had a bit of a car chase scene, so that's kind of a little bit of Fast and Furious thrown up in there.
But they didn't have magnets, and they almost went to space. Put it that way.
Oh yes,
almost.
Yes, they almost did go to space. They were in the stratosphere, but not all the way in the space. But overall, like it was.
Go ahead.
What's that?
No, I was gonna say like Richard Branson or whatever his name is. He almost went to space.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't go to space. We'll talk about it later.
Oh. But no, it was just an overall fun movie. Like it wasn't the greatest of the MC movies, but it wasn't like the worst of the MC movies. So that's just my hot take on it. There's some issues, but I'll go into that later.
All right.
Older than you, I mean. Did you like it? Nah,
yeah, I did like this movie. It's like Blue said, it's not the greatest, and like kind of like I'm gonna kind of steal what Matt from Prereq Live was saying, that even though he says this is a prequel, I mean this is kind of to me this is like an in between movie because it fits pretty firmly in between Civil War and Infinity War. I mean, but it's not before Iron Man. It's not before Iron Man 1 or 2, at least in the MCU timeline. It's not before Captain Marvel. But I mean, everyone knows the stakes are like she's like. We already know what happens to her when you're going into this movie. However, we get to see more of her past. Like Krotos talked about, we learn more about Budapest between her and Hawkeye, and we understand more of that dynamic between the two. For me, there was a lot of stuff that the movie touched on but didn't go too deep that I think kind of resonated for me when we get to children being basically abducted or forgotten about, lost in the system. I actually, because it's kind of close to me because I know someone who was in the foster care system and how that system was kind of fucked up for that person, and how organizations like this capitalized on it and took these kids and basically indoctrinated them, abused them, put them in, these super grown up situations with they weren't ready for, and they made them do this. There's a lot of trauma between all the characters that we get to see, family trauma, childhood trauma, just violence. There's
family.
Yeah, and then like there's a hint of like sexual abuse, but they don't go super in depth on it. But it's at least kind of grazed upon. All these things kind of like were resonated to me. I mean, because it is owned by Disney, and Marvel's still trying to keep it PG-13. Like you can see that Yelena, who's Black Widow's quote unquote sister, even though they're not related, she had a lot of trauma going on. Black Widow had moved on from her trauma. Well, that's not really that big of a spoiler. But, those things were still being worked out throughout this film. It could have went super dark. They could have went really, really dark with this, and they touched upon some of the dark stuff, but then pulled it back. And I saw what they did. I was kind of appreciative. They kind of kept it a little light and fluffy with a little bit of mud, so I was appreciative of that. And I enjoyed the film. I mean, even though they did have some corny jokes, I still thought that they were funny. Maybe because I'm older and like dad jokes kind of work, but. It was what it was. Overall, I think it was a solid film. I enjoyed this more than Captain Marvel. I enjoyed this more than Wonder Woman 84. As far as the MCU goes, it's not one of the greatest, but it's definitely, a decent foray within their lineup. There you go.
Oh, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
So, I like the movie. Was it the greatest movie ever? No. I mean, come on. Like, first of all, it's a Marvel movie, so they're not going to be the greatest movie ever. There were some huge issues that I had with the timeline, like where this fit in the MCU, right from the jump. Like, I have no idea where this fit into the movie. People are just like, oh, well, it's before she died. Blah, blah. Okay, yeah, obviously, because she's not fucking dead in this movie. I understand that. But she makes multiple references to things that are, like, out of sync in the movie, where I'm like, that doesn't really make sense, because that didn't happen yet, or maybe it did, because I don't really fucking know where you're at. So, because apparently it was like, I don't even know. I have no idea when this actually occurred. Any of this.
Right after Civil War is my
That's the only
understanding.
hint.
Yeah,
that's
but
the only
she makes
hint you get.
references to like Budapest and shit like that. That was like after the movie, and then like all this other. There's like a bunch of other things too that she makes references to that were like beyond that. So I was just like, it was very odd that she made like these movie references. Also, nobody talked about it for some reason, but Taskmaster was
that was one of my problems.
Tony Masters is a guy, and he's an actual character with a backstory. He was not a fucking widow. He was not a fucking a woman. He, like this is go ahead.
Sorry, I'll let you. No, I was just gonna say that was the only problem I had with Taskmaster is that like, seriously, with all. I mean, I was watching with the sweetest, and like just looking at the character. Huge fucking spoiler alert, by the way. Yeah. So when you're watching the character like fight stuff like that, like the character is built like a man, like the built body type that's a man in a fucking armored suit. But once they revealed that it was a woman, she takes off the helmet or whatever, and it's like her head is like disproportionate to her body. Like it was just. I mean, I maybe it could be armor and padding and stuff like that. It just didn't feel right.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to make Taskmaster a woman. Like, it didn't make any fucking sense to me. Taskmaster is a good villain for non-superpowered heroes. And even some superpowered heroes. He's still a good villain because he has photogenic memory of, like, learning fighting skills. So if you just know how to fight, like, he's a really good villain.
Did they actually... And maybe I missed it. Did they actually say the word of Taskmaster for his name?
I believe so, yeah.
They said the Taskmaster Project very early on because they were like, oh, we need to initiate the Taskmaster.
Yeah, but I'm talking about for her name.
No, they didn't call like, oh, that's Taskmaster. They're like, oh, initiate Taskmaster Project.
Yeah.
So I could have sworn there's been more than one Taskmaster in the comics, but I don't think so.
As far as I know, it's always been Tony Masters.
Tony Masters, yeah.
He trains henchmen usually for other supervillains. He takes on assassin's contracts. He's not some programmable fucking thing where he just like, oh yeah, you're gonna do this thing and you're just gonna go do it. No, like he does it for money. He's a mercenary. And to like really erase this entire character from the MCU, to me was like super disrespectful to like a really good villain for a lot of really powerful superheroes. And that's pretty fucked up. So I don't know why they did it. I hope it's not because of like we just needed a woman villain. Like there's plenty of other female, villain characters in the MCU or in Marvel that you could have picked to be against Black Widow, or just just use the normal Taskmaster would have been a great.
Would have been fine.
Yeah, but like just I don't know why they had to connect it into like the whole Black Widow program and all that shit in the Red Room. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I don't fucking get it. But to me, that was a huge misstep. But as far as like the action goes, the quality of the movie goes, it was good. Like the action was really good. I think David Harbour's character, was it Red something, Crimson something?
Crimson Dynamo.
No, it's not Crimson Dynamo. It's something.
Yeah, he was Red. Shit.
Red shit.
Captain Russia.
Let's call him Captain Russia.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great character. I thought Yelena was a great character.
I love how they kind of broke the not the fourth wall, but like I like how the sister Elena kept making fun of Scarlett's character.
Oh yeah, like, all day.
Oh, why wouldn't you fall? You always make that post. That shit was so fucking funny.
Yeah, and then she did it.
And the point when she did it, she was like, ugh. It kind of, this almost felt like kind of like a little bit of a sitcom to WandaVision. Like I kind of got like a little taste of that watching the show.
Sorry,
watching this movie.
His name is Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. Yeah, I just found it too.
That's Captain Russia. So the times that I got like taken out of it were with Captain Russia's accent sometimes, because I was like, holy shit. You don't even stay in a Russian accent for like the same dialogue sometimes. I was like, oh boy, this is kind of rough. Like if you're gonna do a fake Russian accent, and I'm fine with.
He was a spy though.
Hold on, what?
Mm-hmm. He was a spy.
Yeah, of course, but
that needed to be like a normal American.
Yeah, but just stick with it. Stick with something close to an accent when you're talking to at least Yelena and Natasha. That was a little weird, but. And especially when I think back to, what's his name? I really like the accent on Colossus in those Deadpool movies. I thought that actor kind of, at least was consistent with it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, there were times when, because you know what happens to her, this felt, obviously you guys are going to think I'm just hating, but it felt a little like a filler MCU movie at times. Because I was just like, well... we know bits and pieces of Budapest. We know quite a bit about the Red Room, and we kind of know the timeline. Yes, you're going to meet up with the Avengers again.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that, but I'm also not going to say okay and sure, asshole. Anyway, like I get what you're saying, and I kind of feel the same way. Like we all know these things, and like I said before, I'm very confused on when this occurred. That could have been done way better.
And I watched it with, 13-year-old girl, 2 11-year-old boys. Everybody was just kind of like, oh, for the action scenes, okay, cool. But at the end of the movie, they were just like, all right. They weren't like hyped. It didn't feel like they put like all their eggs in one basket and really wanted to tell the best story they possibly could. But, I agree with Blue in terms of, the Taskmaster was a little underwhelming. And then, to me, I thought that there was going to be way more pursuit from General Thunderbolt Ross as well. Because you have that at the beginning.
The Red Hulk.
And then...
Yeah, I was looking forward to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I was like, maybe they'll do something cool with Thunderbolt Ross with more capturing. And then the one last thing I will say, and again, I didn't hate everything with the movie. But... how much fucking money does Dragunov fucking have? He's got the goddamn budget of S.H.I.E.L.D. with that fucking helicarrier.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You gotta you gotta be a goddamn trillionaire.
Yeah, actually, he had Hydra money.
An oligarch?
He had Hydra money.
That's what oligarchs have.
I mean, not billionaire.
Yeah,
you got to
that's
have.
what oligarchs have.
Well, I mean, most oligarchs are going to be in the million billion, but
no, they're lying about that. Like, I think a lot of oligarchs, at least some of them, probably are trillionaires.
No, hold on. Are there real life trillionaires? I don't think so, right?
The reason why you don't think so is because none of them talk about it, and because they're all like being super secretive about it. But if you look at look at Putin, Like he's a high billionaire, probably encroaching upon the trillionaire territory because of what he's done. So I don't think it's outside of like reality, much less fake reality that an oligarch would be a trillionaire.
Yeah, I mean, again, a whole lot of money to keep that thing up in space, and I was like, well,
Well, you saw his network; it was worldwide.
Yeah, that was it.
So
That was the other thing that was kind of weird to me. Okay, so they're not super soldiers; they're trained assassins, well-trained assassins. But the way he was breaking it down, it was like, I can start World War III, and I start all of. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, like a trained assassin can take out a world leader. I totally get that, and maybe with allies and whatnot, maybe World War III would pop off. But I was like, this is a lot for these widows that you control them to be like.
But he had a lot of widows. I mean, all you got to do is like assassinate someone and then plant evidence, and there you go.
It's totally not, it's not outside the realm of possibility in reality. I mean, look at Archduke Ferdinand, right? I mean, it was a failed assassination.
He got blown up.
He got assassinated, and then World War II started. So, or was it one?
No, World War One.
Sorry, World War One.
Yeah.
So we started a world war from a single assassination. So,
yes. I get it.
I was trying to do a little research and stuff like that, but I got stuck on one of the Red Room Black Widows. Her name is Shanina West, and this chick is fucking badass. She's like a professional stunt actress or whatever, but like the thing that stopped me in my tracks was that I thought she was in Wakanda, so I was like, oh shit, is she double dipping in fucking Marvel films? But her Instagram is fucking dope as fuck. Like she's a legit fucking badass. Like I wish they would have had more fucking fight scenes with her, but I can't even think what character she was. Because there was in the Red Room, they were pretty fucking diverse. Like there was a lot of girls. They were like Asian, Black, Mexican, Latin, whatever. Like all of them were up in that room. So I'm not sure exactly what character she was, but she looks pretty fucking badass. But I was trying to find out who was a stuntman for Taskmaster, because that body build was not a woman's.
yeah, I'm with you. That took me out of it a little bit. I was like,
it did. It really took me away from the movie.
I mean, but then, I called it. I pretty much said that.
Yeah, it kind of
was
built up
probably
to
a woman. Yeah, and I called it when we saw the trailer.
Yeah,
like 2 years ago.
Now let me ask you this though. Okay, so obviously, we knew what this was. This was about passing on the mantle at the end of the day, because we know what happens to Natasha. It seems like this is, Yelena's franchise from now on, and I guess they're going to go after Clint, but that seems weird to me, because I'm like, well, it seems like a conversation should squash that, because he did not kill her,
Yeah.
But she doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't know that. The only two people that were there was them. So, people were saying that. I mean, we're spoiling the shit out of this film already, but Valentina.
But if it was just wait, gotta jump back. If it was just the two of them, like nobody else knew that she's dead. So
everybody knew. All of the Avengers knew that she was dead.
Yeah, they know she's dead, but they don't know that he killed her.
Well,
I'm pretty sure he said something. Goddamn it!
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, there's no proof that he was. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say like, there's no evidence that says that he killed her, but there's also no evidence saying that she committed suicide. So it's like.
True. I mean, but that's the thing.
How did the good guys tell somebody else that Brent was the one that killed her? Like nobody's saying that he killed her.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people were like, "Oh, this is a setup because they want Barton dead. So why not tell her sister that he killed her?" There you go. That gives her motive and drive to get him killed. So we're going to see her in the Hawkeye TV series, which will be out later this year. So we're going to see how this unfolds. Also, I think there was some actually pretty good nods to the Sam and Bucky show, because Red Guardian was active in the 90s, and he had the super soldier serum. So that meant that this serum was out there. Actually, Red Guardian says that he fought in the 80s, and we know that Isaiah Bradley was out there in like the 70s and the 80s, and he probably fought Isaiah Bradley at one point. thinking that he was Captain America.
Maybe that was Captain
that shit was
Africa.
fucking funny.
He was Captain Africa.
Oh, god dang. I think there was some interesting nods to that show as well, but I mean the obvious ties to the Hawkeye series, which will be coming out. But I still think that this was a nice little tidbits that were thrown out for the shows that are about to come out and the shows that have already aired.
I just with the whole Taskmaster thing, like one of the issues I had was that like Taskmaster remembers everybody's fucking move, whatever, not right, but like every time you fought like Black Widow, there was a little bit of a little scuffle, but she always got like kind of the upper hand. Like she was always able to be like one step ahead of him, or sorry, her. Like even at the end, like she was able to be one step ahead. Like how that was like the only thing that took away. Cause is it Moonrider? Not Moonrider. That's that's fucking One Punch Man. What's the guy from on the DC universe who copies moves?
I'm not familiar with that one. I don't know that character.
Well, I mean, either way, listen. If this was in the comics, if Black Widow would have fought Taskmaster, 10 times out of 10, Black Widow would have lost.
Yeah,
she would have.
What's the DC?
I'm pretty sure Taskmaster has some wins over Captain America, and Captain America has a significant strength advantage over Taskmaster.
Strength, agility, healing factor. Yeah. I mean, the list goes on and on.
But Taskmaster, if you look at like the power ratings for characters, Taskmaster maxed out the fighting skills, because when he sees something once, he can emulate it. If it's in his physical ability, he can emulate it.
The other thing is with Spider-Man, he's had some really good fights as well.
I would say Spider-Man. No, there's. I'm thinking of the DC game. There's somebody in the DC Batman game that one of the characters that you kind of would stumble across, and like he would copy your fucking fighting style all the fucking time.
Are you thinking of the Talon? Or
no, it wasn't Talon, because he didn't.
Or is it Azrael?
He didn't mimic your move.
It's probably Azrael. I think it was Azrael.
Yeah, Azrael's pretty close, but he usually fights. He fights pretty much like Batman, but he kills people.
Yeah, maybe it was Azrael, because I know he took the mantle of Batman for like a second before he.
Yeah, but he went crazy.
Killing people. Yeah.
Yeah, he was killing people. He went all over.
People need to die. Just,
There could be someone else that you're thinking of too. Is it a super powered person, or is it just someone that mimics?
There's just somebody that mimics. It's not like I know there's Osmo, or whatever the guy's name is. He can mimic superhero characters' powers.
But those are androids. They're mesodroids.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they had those on. They have those on the Arrowverse, but it's a droid. It's an android.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, overall, what rating would you guys give Black Widow?
I would give it
Out of
10. 7.
I'm gonna go. Oh, go ahead.
Probably.
I was gonna say 6.
Okay. Oh, Ninja.
I will say 7.5.
All right. People in the chat, if you're listening to the podcast right now, put the ratings in the chat right now. But I would also give it a 7.5. Maybe, yeah, I give it a 7.5. It was a lot of fun, but there were still little things here and there that was kind of buggy. But interesting. So Stitch is in the chat, and he just said that he actually said a while ago he actually went to the theaters to watch it.
Yeah, I did too.
That's like you went to the theater too?
Yeah, I went to the theater too. I saw it with my cousin, and so the theater we went to, like, it has 2 floors. So we were on the upper floor, and then like most of the seating was around us because we didn't have people next to us, but we still had people like in like this weird like circle type thing, and there's people below us as well. So the theater was actually pretty. I mean, we went to the last showing at the night, which was like an 11 o'clock showing. And there's still a good amount of people in there. So we had like a lot of room to sit there.
Holy shit. Matt gave it a fucking 5.5.
Oh shit.
Well, Matt's very critical of a lot of films. And I get it. He's seen a lot of films. So he has pretty I mean, he didn't like The Last Jedi. He gave that a 0.
It was funny. Matt did such a great job of breaking down The Last Jedi that, like, I remember I was somewhere in the 7s when I first saw it, and I started fucking thinking after that episode, and my rating went down ever fucking since.
You know, it's funny. It's funny that you say that because, like, so Facebook, they have this thing called memories where they'll go back and post old shit that you posted, and literally it posted up some shit about Transformers. I think it was like Transformer 2 or 3 or something like that. And no, it was Karate Kid, the remake one. And I remember watching it thinking like, oh, like I thought it was good. And then like after seeing reviews and people talk about like how bad it was, I'm like, and I went back and watched it. I was like, you know what? This shit is pretty fucking bad. Like, it's called Karate Kid, but Karate Kid too. Karate Kid with Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah. Watching it, I was like, this isn't that good.
But when I first watched it, I thought it was good. I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like, this kind of lives up to the original one. But then like going back and like listening to people talk about it, I'm like, oh wow, this is fucking horrible. Karate Kid, karate is a Japanese martial arts. Kung Fu is what you find in China, which is the country he was in. And then like him and it was like I went back and watched it. I was like, yeah, this doesn't fucking work at all. Well, like the fact that like oh no, the part was like Jackie Chan where he put together a fucking entire fucking car, rebuilt it, and destroyed it in one fucking night. It's like, who fucking does that? That's hella fucking money just wasted.
Let's just ignore not even ignore. Let's recognize the fact that Jaden Smith is not a good actor. He's a grown man now, so you're not a good actor, right?
Yeah.
Your dad is an okay actor. He can pick and choose his roles, where he basically plays himself most of the time. But Jaden Smith is not a good actor. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, only thing that's great of that entire movie is when he's like, "I want to go home," because that shit just live in infamy and fucking the meme world.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to be here. I want to go home.
Yeah, but I'm just. It's one of those things where it's like I was hesitant to say that because it's hard enough for.
He's not a good rapper either.
No, definitely not. He's not. But this even goes back to that. Is that when I talk about him like not being good at certain things, but it's like, I mean, his dad wasn't. His dad elevated him, and there's been so many other people that had their parents elevate them, and nobody says a fucking word about it. But I'll bring it up because he's not a very talented person as far as I'm concerned. But neither am I. So if someone wants to be like, oh, what the fuck you do? I do a podcast, I guess, that not a lot of folks like listen to, but. I'm also, I'm not headlining a movie. I'm not the star of a movie. You know what I mean?
But there's that.
If you watch me in a movie as acting, I'd be a fucking shitty actor. I'd be probably as good or worse than Jaden Smith, which is fine. But you're not paying me Jaden Smith money, so.
Yeah, I mean,
but kind of picking back up what you said about Will Smith, like, there's actually a lot of actors in Hollywood where they play the same fucking character.
Like The Rock?
Like Will Ferrell, or The Rock, fucking Kevin Hart. Like, there's a lot of people who play the same fucking character. Like, there's not a lot of actors and actresses out there that have fucking range.
Jack Black.
I mean, I've seen
Jack Black.
I gotta say, I've seen Will Smith in a lot of stuff, and
Adam Sandler.
The movie that he went for it was 6 Degrees of Separation. That movie showed that he had range, even though he does show at a private school, but he does a few things. He's like a con man, but he's a kid, sort of thing. And then I haven't seen The Pursuit of Happiness, but I heard that was, because that's a big era story, and I heard he did really good in that. Even though I haven't seen
that's pretty good. Yeah. But I'm like your Leo DiCaprio's, like, that dude's got fucking range. Like, the fact that he can do like. He can do like drama. He can fucking be sinking on a goddamn Titanic. He can be fucking chasing some girl from that other across the lake from him to being in your fucking dreams and fucking with your head. Like, DiCaprio he'd be fucking on drugs, and Leonardo DiCaprio got fucking range.
I'm not denying that, because I loved him as Calvin Candy.
So, yeah, I mean, also you got to look at this too. And I'm not completely shitting on Will Smith. I thought he's done really well in certain roles, but he loves being usually the lead hero.
Mm-hmm.
And there are times when it's not always about you, or maybe you have to choose a villain role, or maybe you have to choose a side role. Maybe you have to play, something that is way outside of the box. But that's certainly not something that he's historically been interested in. But at the same time, you talk about box office in general from the mid 90s through most of the 2000s. He was about as close to box office gold as you could fucking get for an A-lister.
Mm-hmm.
Like Scarlett Johansson?
Sure. Whatever you say. Sure.
I'd have thrown it in there. You fucking hate
Scarlett Johansson has more Oscar nominations than Will Smith.
That's actually sad. But, yeah. Because, honestly, let me rewind a little bit. I made the comment about, Will Smith and, not having a lot of range. And, so did Prodigy as well. But I got to tell you that it was 12 pounds.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that movie because it has your girl in it.
That was an excellent movie. Like, I'm not going to... Like, that was probably one of his best works that most people didn't even probably watch. But it was a really good movie. But it was not a blockbuster movie. And I think that single movie might be why he's the way he is now with like the roles that he picks, because he did that role that was it was emotionally intense, and it didn't get a lot of attention. It didn't get a huge box office draw until he went back to like doing blockbusters. But for me, I was very impressed on his performance for 12 pounds. If y'all have not watched it, and you think that Will Smith is like a bad actor or a mediocre actor, just watch that. And there was another one too, where like early on in his career, where he played like a gay guy. Was it?
Yeah, that's 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, that was pretty good too. But also, it was like it's not normally what he does. Like he had to go outside of his normal safe range to do those movies. But now, besides those two movies, there might be a couple other ones that I don't know about. But the vast majority of his movies are like very safe for him. But the times where he goes outside of his wheelhouse to be not safe, he does excellent work.
And you know what's funny too? I'm glad you mentioned those movies. The one that came out a couple of years ago, there was two big ones that came out a couple of years ago. There was a Gemini Man that flopped.
Yep.
And then there was with his son, that After Earth, Before Birth, whatever the fuck it was.
Afterbirth.
That one completely flopped. But I even liked him in like Hitch, and he's done a fucking shit ton of movies. We all know who he is, for better or worse. But I would have loved to have seen. I thought he turned down one of the roles for. I thought he turned down the role for Django. Actually,
he did. Yeah, he didn't like how they kept using the N-word, and there's some other stuff. So he chose that down. There was another famous role he turned down too. I can't remember.
He turned down Matrix.
Yes, he was going to be Neo. That's right.
Neo.
He was supposed to be Neo, and he turned it down.
But his wife.
That's okay. I mean, those are his business decisions. Some of those I totally understand, but Matrix, actually, even for Matrix, if you look at the Wachowskis before the Matrix, and especially at the time that movie occurred, it was in the very late 90s. I think it was in 99, right when that came out. Well, why the fuck did Will Smith do that movie? Like, he just did fucking Independence Day, in like a couple years prior. Why would he do the Matrix from some directors that had very little experience?
Well, you're absolutely right. And then here's the other thing too, though.
7 pounds. Sorry, I kept calling it 12 pounds or 7 pounds. Thank you, Warrior Fella.
But then the other thing is, it's very different to read a fucking script and then a year and a half, 2 years later to see a fucking movie.
Yeah.
A script can give you one vision of a story, and then they edit the fuck out of that script, and then they have to film it and cinematography and costumes and all the other stuff to make the fucking magic of a great film. You can't always fucking tell from a script. And anybody who tells you that they can is fucking lying. Matt Damon was supposed to be an Avatar and would have gotten 10% of the profits of that Avatar movie. The one that did over $2.7 billion in 2009 or whatever. And he turned it down because it sounded like shit on a page. And look at what happened. So I get it.
You know what's insane to me? So I've been thinking about Avatar, the movie, and they've put in so much money and resources into the next movies. Like they basically film. I think it's the next 3 movies in a row, right? I don't think they're gonna do that well at all. If they get half of the revenue as the first movie, I'd be very surprised.
They'll get like a fifth.
Yeah, I think that it might get maybe. I'll say a third. If they get a third of the revenue of the first movie, I would be surprised. Because everybody that I talked to, and I think I said on this podcast before, name to me 3 characters from that movie.
Jake Scully, Sigourney Weaver, that I can't remember her fucking name.
The characters, though.
No,
and the one that plays Cable.
Yeah, no. Definitely none of that. Like, nobody that I talked to can name to me any of the characters. If somebody told me that the Avatar movie never existed, I would believe them at this point. If it had been like some weird phenomenon where we all think that it really existed but it didn't, I would not be surprised at this point. I think that it was a combination of a couple things. It was the technical prowess of the movie because it looked excellent, and the onset of really HD theater in the homes,
the whole IMAX system.
Yeah, and IMAX and all that stuff. But the movies are not very memorable, like at all. And also, I remember the movies, like I actually do, because I remember watching the first one when I was in Qatar. And I still don't remember all the characters' names. I remember that the main character, I don't remember his name. He was a Marine that was disabled. They got put into an Avatar's body, but it's also like this super weird. How do I put? I'm not gonna put it nicely. It's just really weird, like white person defeating the savages. That is not going to play well in fucking 2021, 2022, 2023. 2024. It's not going to play well because people are waking up to, or at least doing more research into the colonizer mentality, and people are just not going to tolerate it. So unless James Cameron understands that and like changes the whole format of the movies, which I don't think he is, the movies are not going to do that well. They're not.
Well, like with the first movie, the thing that captured people is that, like, visually, it was fucking stunning.
They
like,
were.
You're on a foreign planet, this and that, and, like, we saw it in IMAX and 3D, and, like, the whole 3D experience makes you feel like you were fucking... And
I was
gonna say Qatar.
But it's Fern Gully. It's fucking Fern Gully.
No, it was
basically,
Dances with
Fern Gully.
With Dances with Aliens.
Yeah,
but like...
It's Dances with Fern Gully. Because, like, literally, go back and watch Fern Gully. And, Dances with Wolves, that's literally what Old Ninja was talking about, too. But it's like the combination of the two movies in that movie, and it's just like, yeah, it looks pretty, but, like, this is still, like, the colonizer mentality. Like, you're taking over our entire planet of quote-unquote savages to steal the resources.
Unobtainium.
But, like,
never forget.
Cheddar, yeah. I'll never forget him calling it cheddar. We're here for this cheddar. I was like, nobody even says that anymore. That's so funny.
The one thing that's going to really drop the value of the next movie is that this movie came out fucking 12 years ago. 12 fucking years ago. Like, nobody, like, the fact that the first one was visually stunning, like, you gotta bring fucking some hard fucking balls, hit the walls type shit to be able to impress people, to make them want to fucking go back and watch the movie more than once.
So
I think that's the thing. The first Avatar movie had a bunch of people who saw it more than once.
Hold on. Yeah, because I hear you guys. I really do. But from a film historical standpoint, James Cameron has had way more than just one fucking hit.
Oh, for sure.
So if he had one fluke hit that almost made $3 billion, I'd be like, yeah, he's never going to be able to have another big hit again. But remember, before Avatar, Titanic, which was his fucking movie, was at the very top of the all-time box office for a minute. Yeah. And then he had others too, like Old Ninja. You know the list better than I do.
Yeah, he's got.
Terminator 2, right?
Terminator 2. So here's the thing about James Cameron. He's really into pushing cinematic tech. Well, James Cameron's always about pushing cinematic technology to the limits. So he will wait for a technology to be finished so he can use it in his film. That's what he did with Avatar. That's what he did with The Abyss. That's what he did with Terminator 2.
Titanic.
He gave us Titanic, but he used technology to give us Titanic. I mean, he built his own fucking submarine. He built a fucking submarine. Just like, it was the same submarine that he used in Abyss, but they modified it for a Titanic, and they used it in the film. And he has some technology that they're hinting about for part 2, 3, and 4 and 5 for fucking this film. And you have like a huge cast for the second film. Like he's bringing back Kate Winslet. He added Vin Diesel. Most of the original cast is back for some reason, even though I could have sworn Stephen Lang's character died, and Sigourney Weaver's character, I guess, died, but she's in the sequel. There's a lot of people lined up for this, and because it's been that big of 5, Revenge of the Sith and Force Awakens, there's a lot of fans of this film that are gonna go see it, opening weekend.
Well, right now
and
I looked at.
They may go see it more than once.
Yeah,
I went and looked at.
Go ahead.
I went back to look at of James Cameron's repertoire of movies that he's done, and like only one of the movies made over $1 billion. Other ones barely broke 300 million. So Titanic was the other movie that did over $1 billion, but like all of the other movies, they didn't do that well.
Hold on. You can't compare something in the goddamn. Hold on. 80s movies.
Yeah, that's true. You got to take that into consideration.
Okay,
but like,
Prodigy, I will. My rose-colored glasses are coming off as I'm reading his repertoire of work.
Short laundry list.
Honestly, yeah, he did T2. That was a great movie, no doubt about it. Avatar, which is sort of a great movie, even though it was like a mix. I mean, it made a bunch of money. So I'm not going to give the same excuse. It's just like me saying that some ridiculous shit like, nobody's going to watch Black Widow. But people watch Avatar. I'm just saying. I'm just going to throw it out there. Okay, so since he made Avatar in 2009, he made a Turok TV movie. He was a collaborating director.
He was a collaborating director, yeah.
Nobody watched that. The Last Train to Hiroshima, which was delayed. There's no release date. And since then, Avatar 2 is coming out in 2022. Avatar 3 is coming out in 2024. Avatar, like they're all Avatar movies, and then the Informanist, which is announced, but
I mean,
he doesn't have people. When people want to talk about James Cameron's work, especially as a director, I will tell you his direct. All right, I'll just break it down for you. The things that he's directed: Xenogenesis, which was a short, nobody watched that. Piranha 2, The Spawning, nobody watched that. The Terminator, people watched that. Okay, I got that. Aliens, people watched that. I get that. Martini Ranch, Reach, was a video short. Nobody watched that. The Abyss, I watched it. Thought it was excellent. Terminator 2, Judgment Day, excellent movie. True Lies, excellent movie. T2, Battle Across Time, video short.
So that is like one of those fucking like 3D rides things. I've actually seen this.
Okay, yeah. But Titanic, which people watched, I didn't like it, but it was definitely a hit. It was one of the highest grossing movies of all time. I want to argue that. Earthship TV was a TV documentary. Nobody watched it. Dark Angel.
That was actually a decent series, apparently.
It was.
I've only seen one episode.
He directed exactly one episode. Expedition Bismarck. Nobody really fucking watched. Ghost of the Abyss documentary. Nobody really watched. Aliens of the Deep documentary. Nobody really watched. Avatar blockbuster. Gotcha. Turok: The First Flight TV movie. Collaborating director in 2016. Did any of you watch it? I fucking sure didn't.
I have no idea what this even is.
Last Train to Hiroshima, The Survivors Look Back, which was delayed. And the rest of them are Avatar movies and The Informist. So I think we are giving too much stock for James Cameron being an excellent director and making blockbuster films. He made exactly 2 blockbuster films. I'm sorry, 3. 3 blockbuster films.
2.5.
Yeah, and...
I'm sorry, list those 3 one more time.
List 3, T2, probably True Lies, Avatar. That's it. That's 3.
Well, Titanic.
Sorry, so that's 4.
And what about hold on? What the first Terminator didn't do really well too?
No,
it made $500,000.
No,
or $500 million. It made $500 million.
Well,
Terminator 2 did.
I will give Prodigy some leeway. The first Terminator was in 1984, so we had to do like some serious inflation shit. But even knowing that, I know nobody watched the first Terminator that much. Like the first one. T2.
The first.
No. T2 did way more fucking money than the first Terminator.
It did, but Terminator, the first one, was like super like iconic and inspirational for a lot of other directors. I mean, it's because of that movie he was able to come back and make Terminator.
How well did they do in theater?
I mean, this is 1984 money. Same thing with Aliens. Aliens is regarded as one of the best Aliens films ever.
That's why I gave you concessions, but it did not do that well in the theater. The first Terminator, it didn't.
What is the number here? Maybe we need to make sure, because I mean, obviously it made enough to warrant a sequel, right?
Exactly, and be critically acclaimed. The rated R sci-fi film
that got sequels.
Transformers.
Yeah.
But in the 80s, though, this is early 80s.
Yeah.
Same thing with Aliens.
It made $78 million.
Okay, I'd have to go back in the Wayback Machine. I don't know what that is relatively.
T2 made $520 million.
Yes,
so
but that was
not tripping.
No, hold on. That was 7 years later? 8 years later?
Yeah, but I mean, even with inflation, that's way more. It's way more. T2... God damn it. Why do I explain this shit? Do you think that T2 was a worse movie than the first Terminator?
Oh, no.
I'm not saying it's a worse movie. I actually like T2 better, so full stop on that. However, I'm not going so far as to say that Terminator 1 for early 80s money was a flop by any stretch. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Give me a second here. Why don't you guys talk real quick?
I'm trying to pop in an inflation calculator to see like what's the difference between like 1990s movies versus to today's. Because I mean, I'm looking at it from kind of a kid perspective. Well, what example? Well, no, it's not it.
Okay.
It's hard to say.
Prodigy.
What the chat room saying?
The highest grossing movie in 1984 was $220 million. Do you know what the movie was? Ghostbusters.
Okay, so that's a super duper blockbuster.
Yes, Terminator was not.
Matt in chat room said that True Lies was directed by John McTiernan,
which is incorrect because if you look at the poster, the very first thing at the bottom of the poster says a James Cameron film, and there was a behind the scenes featurette with James Cameron and all, and like the cast and everything. So it's definitely a James Cameron film.
Oh, so take that, Matt. Yeah, Wiki says that James Cameron was the writer and director for that.
I'll just say, in general, yes, he's an older guy. I'm not saying I'm fucking sucking his dick like he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But if you have, however you want to slice it, at least 4 really big movies, that, memorable, really big movies, then that's a career that most directors would envy.
I'm going to put nails in the coffin. I'm sorry. Because if we talk about the highest grossing movies in 1984, Terminator is like number 21.
Okay.
It's slightly above Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and Conan the Destroyer.
So I'm gonna give a slight caveat. Terminator, the first one, is a rated R film. So it's not going to get the same amount of money as Terminator 2 because the rating on Terminator 2 is PG-13.
No, it was R. It was R as well. It was R.
I'm pretty sure it is PG-13.
I'm almost positive. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, but you know why? You know why it's PG-13? It's because they specifically said there was too much violence in the first one, too much blood. So that's why they have the scene when they filmed Here in the Bay where he shoots all the cops. None of those cops are dead. So that's how they get around the rated R rating.
You could be right. I always forget, there was no frontal nudity, even though there was nudity.
No, there's no. Yeah, I mean, you could have, but it is a PG-13 film. It is not a rated R film. Oh, it is a rated R film. I'm wrong.
Okay, all right. Well,
but that's weird. You know what? I think the way of this film.
I think the best way to look at it is how much on the investment that the movie's made. If you take how much the movie cost to make it, and divide or take how much the movie made and then take away how much the budget was, just determines if it's a successful film instead of it looking at inflation and stuff like that. I think that's probably the best way to, because if like for example, what movie was it? Paranormal Activity cost $10,000 to make, but that movie made like a couple of $1 million. So that would say that was a pretty successful movie.
I mean, Matt just said in the chat that T2 was rated R, and
it is rated R.
Way fucking more. It made $500 million. $500 million.
It did.
Look, I'm not discrediting T2. In fact, fine. We will say, for the sake of argument, Terminator 1 was nowhere near as successful. I get that. But to have T2, Titanic, Avatar, what was the other one?
True Lies.
True Lies, and I don't know how much money The Abyss made, but at least with True Lies, that's a lot of big movies.
Yeah. I mean, back in '84, like R-rated movies weren't pulling in that much money. Yeah, super high.
Who knows? But yeah, man. All I know is we will see. I'm not even 100% sure what's going to happen with Avatar, these sequels. Maybe they waited too long. Maybe they have new technology. But I'm not going to completely discredit James Cameron, because he might be able to capture that lightning in a bottle again. You know, made for TV movies are a completely different animal, but
or like little 3D video game stuff, which I've seen a Mass Effect one, which is here. There's actually only one, and it's here by Levi Stadium at the amusement park called Great America. It is a Mass Effect 4D experience, but that's like directed by, I don't remember who it is, but the Terminator 2 thing, it has the same kind of effect, same kind of setup or whatnot. It's like a ride, but it's a movie at the same time.
I think the thing that would make the next Avatar movie be fucking the dopest shit ever would be for that shit being the goddamn VR. Like, I want to be a fucking blue cat person, fucking blue cat chicks with my ponytail and stuff like that, and flying on magical dragons. Because I'm not sure if anybody, I guess I haven't been to Disney World, but they have an Avatar experience there, and like there's if you've been to California, if you've been to Disney California, they have that whole California thing where you fly over like all of California, or whatever like that. But they have something similar for the Avatar movie, and it felt, for a little bit, it felt like you were in the movie. So if they did some VR, augmented reality type shit for the Avatar movie, that'd be fucking dope. Like they need to bring in like another element to the 3D experience. Like we need like maybe smells, or maybe some actors or creatures fucking running through. Like we need some 4D shit for the next Avatar movie.
Also, don't forget, I mean, this is going to be under Disney, the larger umbrella now. So
that's true.
Maybe that'll have a huge difference on either the tech or the storyline or the marketing.
Oh, well, these movies are technically done. They got pushed back because of Disney's launch window. So
what are you talking about?
When Disney bought 20th Century Fox, they pushed like a lot of projects that were either close to being done or in development. There's a bunch of projects that they closed. And so originally Avatar 2 was supposed to be out in 2021. They pushed it back a year. So it was against James Cameron's like wishes, but he kind of stuck with this. So they're holding on to like all this stuff because the two of them are supposed to come out within the same year. So
yeah, which is stupid, but I think that Disney's approach to pushing back movies has obviously been fruitful, because look at Black Widow. It made a shitload of money at a time when if they would have released it on its original release date, it wouldn't have even made half of that. If they made a quarter of that money, I'd have been fucking surprised, because nobody was set up to have like watching movies at home. Nobody was going to theaters, so I think for them it was a very smart decision to push the movies back. I think the same thing is going to happen with Avatar, but like I said, I still don't think that Avatar is going to reach anywhere near the heights of the last movie, because I think the last movie that they made was sort of like I said, it's like a weird like aberration. Like I can't think of a single blockbuster movie where you can't name a single main fucking character. A single main character. Usually
I mean,
I say three.
We said Jake Sully.
Yeah, but three. But most people can't even name one. Can you name one?
Yeah, we just said Jake. Jake Sully.
Jake Sully. I forgot it. I know there's.
Are you sure not Jake from State Farm?
Jake Sully. What was his name?
Yeah, and then Neytiri. Is that her name?
Yes, that's what gets fucking weird. It's like we all definitely watched it, but we don't know the main characters.
Well, I think even if you look at like if you look at Titanic, like I only can think of Jack and Rose. Like I can't think of anybody else's name for that fucking movie. But then again, it's been fucking 15 years since that movie came out. No, wait.
Well, to your credit,
holy shit.
To your credit, the whole movie is pretty much Jack and Rose.
That movie came back 45 years ago.
Wait, what do you say about jacking off your Rose?
Oh, that
yeah, we were in high school when that came out.
Oh, me? Nah, I was like 30 back then.
No, when Kronos and I were in high school,
that's when 97, right? Something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it came out in 97.
I mean, there are people. So I don't know. I just thought about this, but there's people who've seen the Star Wars movies and they don't know any of the characters. They may know one, like Rey, and that's kind of it.
That's rare though. Everybody that I talk, every single person that I've asked, name 3 characters, they cannot name 3. Nobody I ever talked to us can name 3. None.
I remember liking Rogue One, and I can remember Jyn Erso, and
K2SO.
I don't remember that. Like, which one was that?
That's a robot.
Yeah, see, that one didn't stick with me at all. The name of that robot.
And then, well, I know Andor, Cassian Andor, because he's getting his own show.
Yeah.
Early, I think later this year or early 2021.
Yeah, that didn't stick.
Well, you know what? I want to know, like, how did Black Widow do opening weekend versus Fast 9? Because Fast 9 only was released in the theaters.
Well,
like, did Black Widow, like, if you add the streaming numbers to what Black Widow made versus what Fast 9 made, because I would say Fast 9 and Black Widow because MCU MCU is a little bit higher on that franchise level, but the Fast 9 is like a pretty solid fan base. So I'd like to know, like, how did they compare to each other? Because right there, I would tell you, like, how successful streaming is for a movie franchise. What you got, Cronus?
It's not 70 million.
Difference between the two?
Damn.
The other one was over 200 million. Black Widow?
Opening weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Let me just bring it back up so I'm not tripping. Black Widow opening weekend was 80 million domestic. Hold on. Goddamn, where's the fucking other article?
Was Fast 9 the same domestic?
No. Hold on. I got to fucking apples to apples this shit. Give me a second. Because it was like, 215 million opening weekend. Which is the biggest since the pandemic began. So, and then F9 made 70 million, but I'm not sure if that's domestic or total.
Yeah, I think it was released in overseas before it was released here in the U.S. box office.
Well, it says F9 now has gathered more than 450 million since its debut, but that was more than just the opening weekend. So.
All right, so Box Office Mojo has opening weekend. Well, this is only in the theaters. So opening weekend in the theaters, Scarlet made 80 million, where Fast 9 did 70 million. But they had about the same amount of theaters they opened up to, but it doesn't have the streaming numbers in this.
Yeah, the streaming numbers are over 60 million. So yeah, which is a lot.
And there's no streaming for Fast 9.
Yeah,
there's no streaming for streaming. It looks like it's worse franchises doing the whole streaming thing. To be honest, there's no numbers on here, but I just wanted to see because both of those, because we know Fast 9 was theater only. It was released only in theaters, where Scarlet Black Widow was released in both streaming and in the theaters.
Yeah, so domestically, I guess worldwide, Fast 9 has grossed. Well, it's been out for what, 2 to 3 weeks? So
it's been out for a while.
That's worldwide.
Yeah,
Domestic 144.
I saw it was over 400, like what I just read, which is
yeah,
fine. I mean,
it says international is 400, so 400 plus the 144.
I mean, y'all know me. I'm a Fast and Furious fan. They're not great movies, but I enjoy them. It's like watching porn. I don't give a shit about the plot.
Pretty much.
You got to do catching the car on a car. I'm in.
Yeah, or send dudes to space. I mean, Black Widow did well because Dominic Toretto saw it with his whole family because they were talking about family. That's why
they went back and watched it a few times.
He brought his whole crew.
All right, let's switch gears just a little bit. Actually, extremely. Have y'all watched? This is actually from somebody that asked me about this. Steve, I don't know what his podcast name would be, but my friend Steve from high school. He was asking if we all saw the Karen breakdown from Victoria's Secrets. Did y'all watch that?
Yes, I did.
Holy fucking shit! Prodigy.
Wait, did this happen like a?
Explain this.
Yeah, what happened?
There was a lady. Obviously when I say Karen, you already know she's a white lady. And there was a woman that was inside of Victoria's Secret trying to pick up some panties, and this white woman for some reason was like flipping out and went to go run up to hit this black woman, and right when she ran up to go hit her, the black woman turned on her phone and she was like, "What are you doing? Why are you trying to hit me?" And then the breakdown came, and this fucking Karen decided to just like totally start screaming and yelling how she was the victim, and just had a total temper tantrum about how people were recording her and oh my god, she was trying to hurt me, blah blah. But it's all on the phone. You can see that like the person that's recording wasn't trying to do anything. She's just recording her like freaking the fuck out and like throwing a tantrum and like faking passing out in the middle of Victoria's Secrets, and it was just like, dude, are you fucking serious? And then
this is in a dressing room?
No, it was in like the middle of
Victoria's
Secrets, like right near the fucking cash register. So all the employees saw what happened. Everybody in the fucking store saw what happened. I was just amazed. And then like somebody that I knew was like posting that they were tired of seeing Karen videos, and so I posted, "I'm tired of Karens." Like, and I broke down like Emmett Till's thing, like how Emmett Till got tortured and murdered from a false accusation from a woman who's still free to this day, that admitted that she totally fabricated the story.
I think she died.
No, she's still. I'm pretty sure she's still alive. Either if she's still alive or not, it doesn't matter because she lived her entire fucking life free, and the people that tortured and killed him were acquitted, and they're free. If they were free, if they're dead, I don't really give a fuck. But they lived a free life while he got tortured, mutilated, and murdered. And I'm tired of like that's what Karens do. And I'm glad that we have videos now that can show these ridiculous women acting like children, worse than my fucking toddler. Well, she's not a toddler anymore. She's a big girl because she's 4.5. I'm just saying, she acts nothing like that in public or even in private. And the fact that we let these women act like this in public and accuse people of things that they didn't do, and people just believe them, and they get thrown in jail, they can get murdered, they can get all this retribution, but I'm just tired of seeing Karens. Yeah, I mean I am too, but the Karens they shouldn't exist. Like they're these silly, entitled, immature people that never lived a real life, that depend upon the color of their skin and their gender to protect them throughout their entire fucking lives, and it's wrong, and that should be the issue that people have. Not that I'm tired of seeing the videos.
Well, that, and I mean, let's not forget the giant pink elephant in the room. These are racist people.
Yeah.
These are white women who.
I was tiptoeing a little bit. You're right.
Yeah, they're white women who, have the worst stereotypes, especially about black men, and because a whole lot of other people believe it, it's like, well, that person must have slapped your ass or raped you or done all these kinds of evil things. And so, I like to just flat out say these are racist assumptions about another person that they usually don't even know about, or know anything about, and then they just drop these accusations and then start crying. And if they're, some white woman is crying, then the world stops. It's important now. How do we make you stop crying? Because obviously that's not right. But some of them just ain't shit and are racist pieces of shit. And the other thing is, you have to go the extra step of saying not just, oh, that's wrong, and they got embarrassed and they got what they deserved. Well, some of this is actually um, a blatant attempt to try to get an innocent black man killed. And so nobody wants to talk about that. Like that one in New York with the bird watcher and the dogs and whatnot.
Oh, I'll never get over that because that guy works for Marvel. He worked for Marvel Comics.
Yeah, but again, that could have turned out to be a situation where he innocently lost his fucking life, like Floyd, or a whole bunch of other folks. So it's not something where I'm just going to be like, oh, let's just shame and that's it. No, there should be better, tighter laws against bullshit, and it's a waste of the police's time too.
Well, okay, go ahead, I got you.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say there should be a. Oh, my mic was muted. Sorry. So I was just gonna say there should be a consequence for these false actions. Like you should get the same time that person would have got if they were found guilty of what you're claiming them that they did.
So, I saw the video, and I was seeing some of the comments that were going on. I think it was the original post, but there's people saying that this was a mental health issue because this lady was having some kind of breakdown, and they're all trying to go to her.
Why she buying panties and Victoria's Secrets?
Well, she had this huge breakdown because she repeatedly asked the African American woman to stop recording her, and people were coming to this lady's defense saying, like, "Hey, if you were being asked to, stop recording, you should honor these people's wishes." And the lady. And I'm thinking exactly what the lady says in the video, the woman who's recording. She says, "I'm recording this to protect myself so everyone can see this." And other people were like, well, there should be security cameras recording this. Yes,
there were.
Most places like Victoria's Secret do. However, most of those do not carry sound for some strange reason.
No, hold on. Real quick. Fuck all that. When people want to say, she was having a mental health issue, listen, George Floyd, when he died, he said that he couldn't breathe multiple times. Did you give a fuck about all the same people that were saying that she was having a mental health breakdown? Did you give the same fucking credence to George Floyd when he died? When he said he couldn't breathe? When he was already handcuffed, hands behind his back? Nobody was touching this bitch. And people want to say, oh, well, she was having a mental health breakdown. She had a... Fuck her. Fuck her. Because she literally wanted to sick the police on somebody that did nothing wrong and to punish them when they did nothing wrong, and then for them people to like sit there and pick up her fucking white flag and be like, oh, she was having a mental health breakdown. No, like, you don't get that excuse from me, because I know what she was trying to do. Anybody else has any kind of fucking common sense knows what she was trying to do, and if she would have been a different skin tone, the response from the police would not have been what happened there, and the response from everybody else would not have been what happened there. I'm not gonna give any sort of fucking leeway on that bullshit, like, because this whole like white women's tear. Listen, y'all know me, my girlfriend, my partner that I've been together with for over 10 years, she's white, but there is a legit thing about white women's tears, and she knows it too. If y'all want to read more about it, there's a really good book called White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, where she's very critical about it. There's a whole fucking chapter about white women's tears, where like the record scratches when it happens, and that's what that person wanted to happen, is that the record scratches and everybody pays attention to her and her fucking feelings when she's the perpetrator of an actual fucking crime. She tried to assault somebody, and they caught it on fucking video. But if there was no video, then they would 100% believed her in her fucking fake ass fucking fainting in the middle of a fucking Victoria's Secret.
Oh,
like
that fake ass
I just watched the
was
video
so great because she uses her purse as a pillow. Because when she like goes to land, she pushes it out so she can land perfectly on top of it, and she just curls up into a ball. But then there's another point in the video where she, it looks like an attack, but she's trying to take the woman's phone from her. So she rushes her, and the lady's running around like one of the display tables as this woman is chasing her, trying to get her phone from her. This is similar to the other incident where the white lady accused a black teenager of stealing her phone.
Yep.
Come to find out that her phone, she left her phone in an Uber car.
Yeah.
And the Uber brought her back, and come to find out that the son, the boy, he was the son of a like famous music producer. He's he's a record producer. But this woman was so convinced that he had her phone.
And she also came out and said she wasn't white.
Well, she was saying she was like mixed or whatever. It didn't matter. She was just like trying to weaponize because she tried to prevent him from leaving. She wanted the police to show up. She tried to attack the kid numerous times, trying to snatch the phone away, and that's literally what you see in this video as well.
But like with the, I just watched a video with the woman attacking the black woman inside of the Victoria's Secret, and like. This isn't a nervous breakdown being fucking caught on film because the camera literally starts rolling when the white woman hits the black lady. Like, if the woman was on the ground screaming and crying, like, okay, she's recording somebody having a nervous breakdown. But she did not record somebody having a mental breakdown. Sorry, she did not record somebody having a mental break. She recorded somebody pretending to be having a breakdown because she got caught on film doing something and she's trying to fucking play it off for the audience, which is. Basically, fucking white girl fucking tears, basically, and it's fucking sad to watch. And like everybody's around that saw this, like even like the video, the website I'm on right now is it's Insider, and on here it says a Nigerian American woman raised 85 million after she appears to be chased by a white woman in a New Jersey Victoria's Secret. So the woman was Nigerian that this happened to, but she raised money, which I think is good. Originally, I thought it was a white woman that raised it.
They say she's American. Like, listen to her.
Yeah,
she's American. Like, she might be Nigerian. Yeah. Like, you can listen to her.
Is she from Newark?
She's American. Probably Newark, New Jersey, man.
Oh, okay. I was no, because on here I thought it just said Newark, and I was like, wait, is she from the Bay Area? But nah, it says New Jersey.
No, yeah. Listen, there might be some day where this happens to me. And where I might have time. I might have time today. I'll make a video of me recording it of where I'm going to play Moneybag Yo, time today. And I will fucking buy some sippy cups and some fucking applesauce and some little snacks for this fucking bitch to like freak the fuck out and be like, oh, I got time today to like talk to you about how you're a fucking toddler. You never grew up and you don't know how to handle society. Like you've been coddled for your entire life. And the fact that you've been inconvenienced minorly for whatever reason, decided for you to go back to a fetal state in life. And we for some reason in American society, we just accept that these people can act like this and it's acceptable in society. I'm just like, can we stop this? Can we stop this? Like we know the consequences for like black and brown people are fucking high. And for these white women, it's extremely low, but there needs to be actual consequences. Like when somebody accuses you of assault and it's false accusations, why is there no law that's being enforced for like somebody else to, get them in trouble? There's like literally zero to none, or that zero is none. But anyway, there's very little to none, and it's disturbing, and it's gonna keep happening until we have some sort of law out there where you just can't falsely accuse somebody of some shit and get away with it because it's too high. Like there's too many people that have been out there that have like lost their jobs, been killed, been tortured, all these things because of some person decided that they couldn't handle public life, mm-hmm. and it's wrong. It's fucking bullshit.
It's really interesting because like if you watch Lovecraft Country, like there's a part they talk about a story about this little black kid. This is history, where I guess he got caught talking to a white girl or something like that, and like some white guy saw him fucking. I think it was like 11 years old or something like that, and they fucking like beat his ass.
Blue, I'm gonna fucking save you, because you're not understanding that whole story. That was Emmett Till.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Emmett Till. Yeah. Okay, wait. Okay, yeah. You were talking about that earlier. Sorry, but no, like, shit. I don't even know where I'm going now. That you mentioned it earlier at the beginning. No, because there's other stories of like there was like the kid inside of the liquor store, where a white woman was walking by and the kid had a backpack on, and he turned to his friend, and the backpack is happening to graze the woman's backside for some reason, and she claimed that this little fucking kid had grabbed her butt, and like the cops came out and she was screaming at him, and like the kid was like crying and bawling like that, but yet the police came and like they were damn near ready to arrest this fucking kid, but then when you go back and watch the videotape, the kid, he wasn't even interested in this lady. He just happened to be talking to his friend, and like his backpack grazed the woman's backside, and she lost her shit. Like,
and this is only people are getting saved from video, but there was some like, before there was videos, we're just getting murdered, like, for no reason, and it wasn't that long ago. Like, the advent of videos on every single person's body is very recent. Like, it's in the last fucking basically 10 years.
Look at Rodney King.
Yeah, the Rodney King, that was fucking lucky as fuck that Rodney King happened. But everybody's saying now, oh well, there's racist issues now. No, like it's always existed, but we just happen to have the ability to record it in mass now because of technology. But it's always existed, and there's been plenty of people that have died from false accusations, and and people that have even admitted it that it was false accusations, but the other person's dead and they don't go to jail. Like I said with Emmett Till, the person that accused Emmett Till of, catcalling her admitted that it didn't happen. The people that tortured and murdered him were acquitted, even though they knew they tortured and murdered him. It was the brother of her and somebody else, like one of his friends, and they lived the rest of their entire lives with no consequences. None.
But there's even that story recently where like I think it was like it was a college student who was charged on raping some girl, and she even came out and said that she came out and said that he didn't rape her, but I think I want to say he's still in prison, or like nothing happened to her. Like
there's been a couple of those, and depending on what state you're in where it happened, the consequences vary. Sometimes there's none. Sometimes there's other ones where like you have to pay back whatever restitution you got. So sometimes you have to do jail time, but it's nowhere near the time that was served by the one they falsely accused. So
jumping back to the Victoria's Secret lady, not the Karen, but the person who, the real victim of the Victoria's Secret story. It's actually a 3-part video series. Like there's the original one of the woman being attacked. There's some aftermath, and then it's like her talking to security. So for the videos I've came across so far, I mean, I'm not sure there's a 4th one, but it's just fucking crazy. I mean, it sounds like it's crazy. It's kind of fucking normal, which is sad. Like this shit fucking shouldn't be happening. Like it's fucking crazy, man. The fact that we're still dealing with this shit, even like last year with the whole Black Lives Matter. Wait, did you guys see the article earlier that was posted about how the Palo Alto police is suing the city of Palo Alto for the Black Lives mural that was painted on the street?
Oh yeah, I did see that. And I'm like, they're gonna lose because the city can do whatever they want to their property. So,
but it's offensive.
Sure, it's offensive to them, but the city has the right to do whatever they want with their property. So
it's offensive that a bunch of black and brown people get murdered by the police that are unarmed. That's offensive. So,
like when I actually saw the mural in Palo Alto, and I was like, "Wow, this is fucking beautiful." I think one of the biggest controversies of that mural is that like one of the characters that was drawn in one of the letters was like a known like Black Panther person who like, I'm not sure if she killed police officers or I can't remember what her backstory was. And I think that was like the biggest controversy about that whole thing. But
yeah, you definitely want to be accurate on that.
Yeah, let me see what it was, because I remember there being something controversy about one of the characters that was drawn in one of the letters. But let me see if I can find out what it was.
Yeah, there's like a lot of misinformation about the Black Panthers, which I've been privy to in the last year or two. It's a lot of misinformation about like who got killed and who instigated what, and like even when I think it was a Fred Hampton when he got killed, when they talked about the original police report of that the Black Panthers were shooting back, but then they went back through and looked through all the pictures and stuff like that, and all the bullets were from the cops. Like there was literally 0 shots that were shot external to the apartment, and it was
wasn't the dude in his bed and all the shots were in his back.
Yeah.
Switching it up just a little bit. Did you guys want to cover anything with the Emmy noms? Or no?
The what? The Emmy nominations?
The Emmy nominations. The only thing, I mean, the biggest thing that people were talking about. I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, the whole Falcon and Winter Soldier situation, where you have Don Cheadle, who's in one episode for maybe 2 minutes, and he gets an Emmy nomination. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Oh, I'm sorry, the Sam and Bucky show.
Wait. Sam Cheadle was in it? When was he in it?
Don Cheadle. He's in the first episode.
I honestly didn't even. I read that story, but I was like, he was in that?
I do not fucking remember.
Yeah, he's in the first episode. So when Sam donates the Captain America shield to like the Smithsonian or whatever.
Oh yeah, the little
Don Cheadle is there, and he's like, "Are you sure about this?" He's like, "Yeah." So they have like a little chat, and then like he disappears. But yet, the 2 leads in the show, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, they're not nominated, and then most people, myself included, are more enthralled with Carl Lumbly, who was Isaiah Bradley in the show. He gave a way more compelling performance than anything, and he's in like 3 episodes, but he resonated with a lot of people, but he wasn't even nominated. So it was super weird. There's the other stuff about, WandaVision getting like 24 nominations, I guess tying for the most highest, or no, 23 versus Mandalorian, which tied for the highest. Mandalorian has 24 nominations. But
yeah, I'm all on board. I think Mandalorian is one of the, like I've said it before, one of the best shows, hands down, I've seen in a very, very long time. But the other thing that kind of was telling to me was, what was it, Lovecraft Country?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both Letty and Jonathan Majors. I call her Letty, but that was
you're talking about Journey Smouvier.
Yeah, Smouvier. But anyway, Lovecraft Country getting these nominations. It was a powerful, awesome show all the way around. Each episode had us on the edge of our seats, and then it's still not getting a season 2.
No.
And so
you didn't talk about it last week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It is not like still not. It is not getting a season 2. So.
Well, some of these are very odd, like the nominations. So I'm looking at Outstanding Drama Series, and The Boys is on there. I'm like, that's not a drama series.
What the? What? How is that? That's a fucking
it's not a drama series.
R-rated murder. Oh, I guess there is a bit of a drama with the whole Nazi.
It's
mom's
funny.
milk.
It's funny.
No.
Like you hold on. You can't call it horror, and you definitely can't call it a comedy.
No,
it's an action.
It's not action or a hero.
It's action for me. I don't understand why they're called a drama series.
Is there a category for action?
There should be. If there's not, I mean, I don't know all the fucking things, but there definitely.
I'm pretty sure there is.
Like an action series, just a series in general. Comedy series. They have Cobra Kai on there. Cobra Kai wasn't really a comedy series for me.
Wait, really? That should be in the action category too.
There's funny stuff in Cobra Kai, but it is not what I would consider to be a comedy series.
I would say Cobra Kai is more drama than it is comedy versus The Boys being more drama.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I mean, like they didn't put the Mandalorian in the drama series. I'm like, that's not really a drama.
What? No.
If they have a sci-fi category, then I'm all the way there with you. But I don't know if they don't have a sci-fi category. I don't know what else it would fit in.
Well, I mean, whether or not things fit or not, it's just definitely those are not the categories that they should be in. Maybe they. Yeah, you're right.
What
Maybe
award show was this?
The Emmys.
Emmy. This is the
Emmys.
Emmy nominations.
But it's just like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't really make any sense to me. Let me see. There are what short films, directing, lead actor. There's a bunch of them, but it's just they either need to make more categories. There's already a shitload. It seems extraneous, but they definitely aren't dramas.
God damn.
Yeah.
Sorry, I did a quick stat to see like the Emmy numbers to see how they've been doing over the years, and holy shit, they've dropped off dramatically. Like damn, like they're like, I mean, last year we had COVID, which makes sense, but so in 2019 they had it was bad. It was like maybe 6 million views, but the year before that they were over about 11 million views. So 11 to 6, like that's a big fucking drop off based off of this site I'm on called Statistica. So I'm not sure how accurate and legible they are. Wow, this is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Award shows in general haven't been doing well, with the exception of
the Golden Egg Awards. I totally agree.
Yeah, well, that and then video game awards. You know, those have gone through the roof.
Yeah. Kind of jumping back to the Black Lives Matters in Palo Alto. So one of the artworks of the Black mural had a drawing of Assata Shakur, which is the godmother of Tupac Shakur, and she was allegedly somebody who murdered an FBI agent, FBI fugitive, or she's an FBI fugitive, and she she fled to Cuba. Yeah. And that's one of the things that the Palo Alto police officers were complaining about. And she was part of the Black Panthers, so that's the whole tie-in for that. She wasn't Wakanda Black Panther. She was Oakland Black Panther that was trying to fucking help people and getting food to people and make sure that cops weren't interrogating or beating people down when they pulled them over for simple little traffic stops. So yeah, Black Panthers weren't the bad guys that you think they are. They were actually very fucking good Samaritans.
Mostly. I would say mostly, because I cannot say that they were, without issues, because there were some issues there, but it's not as much as most Americans think that they had. So they definitely weren't out. Their mission was not killing cops. The mission was protecting their community, and there was altercations with cops, and yes, some cops did die, but also so did a whole bunch of Black Panthers. So from the hands of the cops.
Well, that, and let's be very, very clear on a couple things. The infiltration and destruction was federally funded, like full stop, like all the way up to J. Edgar Hoover. It was extremely important. This is well documented.
Well, up to Nixon. I mean, he's the.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. All the way to the president. All the way to the president of the United States. But in terms of like the organization of the federal government against them, at the direction of Nixon, that was FBI saying, "Fuck everything about this group." And here's the other thing too. It did the same thing with, Martin Luther King and civil rights leaders and all of that other stuff in terms of dirty tricks and blackmail and all kinds of awful.
Quick question. Was Black Panther mainly in Oakland?
It started in Oakland, and then it had branches all over the country. Okay. Philly, New York, Detroit, all over the country. A lot of destination cities. But it did start in Oakland, California. Absolutely.
Okay, because I was thinking, like, if it was just a little fucking organization, if you want to call it a gang, for the fact that the president had to get involved, that's some crazy shit. But if it branched off to more than just that, like, okay, I can see why they would be like scared about it.
But you got to be clear though. I mean, like, it was why I mentioned the whole civil rights movement as well is because any organized black movement was attacked, like at the federal level, at the presidential level, and you can't like sweep that under the fucking rug, So
even rap music.
I might do like a solo video on like comparing the United States response to white supremacy to Germany's response to Nazis. Because we honestly, if you look at like through history, Nazism and white supremacy in America have very similar like paths. And the way that Germany decided to deal with Nazism and the way that America decided to deal with white supremacists in America, it's very different, and I think it's one of the main reasons why in America we have like so many issues with black people and white people. I mean, can you imagine in Germany right now any Nazi statue standing? None, right? But for some reason in America, when we talk about, you know, these KKK members and these South, you know, generals, when we talk about, you know, tearing down their statues, there's a certain subset of Americans that are up in arms about it. But it's like they tore apart our country. In Germany, they did the right thing. Like they taught their kids with shame, properly so, what happened during World War II. And it's not in some, you know, neutral mindset or covering up the facts. They talked about the fact that these groups killed Jewish people because of what they looked like and who they were because of their religion. And it's not with some rose-colored glasses. They take it very seriously. In America, they just cover it all up. And we still have statues of people that were all for slavery. We still idolize the presidents that were all for slavery. You know, we still, you know, just totally misunderstand, like when we talk about the founding fathers and, you know, the original Bill of Rights of, you know, all men are created equal. But no, it wasn't all men. It wasn't all men. It wasn't even all people, which most people think about. They translate it today to like being all people, but it's not all people, because it definitely it was definitely zero women. And it definitely was not all men, because it was white men, yes, but only if you own land. And if you're a black man, like you had zero rights. And we talk about like 3/5 of a person, even then people still misunderstand like what the fuck that means. When you talk about 3/5 of a person, it doesn't mean that a black person could go and vote. They couldn't. We still couldn't vote. What 3/5 of a person meant was that if you were owned by a slave owner, that they could take your body, as being 3/5 of a person. So if you had, you know, I gotta do the math in my head. It's gonna be terrible. But if you had like, you know, like 30 black people, I guess it would be like, you could add in an extra, 15 votes maybe? My math is very terrible. So if you're a mathematician, I'm sorry. I've been drinking and I'm not good at math.
Yes.
What I'm saying though is that the people that they own counted towards their vote. It wasn't the individual's vote, the individual slave's vote. It was the master of them, that was their vote.
Oh, 10.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
If you have 30 to 10 people, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, people just we don't teach history correctly in America. It shows today. Like with these people today, they don't understand the way that slavery was done, and then after slavery, the other atrocities that were done past that. And if you bring that up at all, people get fucking viscerally angry about it.
I still think the math is a little off.
That's why we have Black History Month.
Yeah, I think it's 18 people.
Okay, well, yeah, definitely fact check.
Out of 30?
Either way.
Yeah, and if it was 3/5 of a person,
either way,
what's by that?
That's all I'm saying is.
Oh, 3/5. I thought it was 1/3.
No. No matter how you put in the math, no black person was going to a polling station and getting 3/5 of a vote.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
If they even made it that far, like if you even
they'd have been lynched.
made it to a voting booth, they were either closed on your face or you were attacked on the way to a voting booth.
Well, that's what's funny with like Donald Trump. Like, I was hoping that he would be the fucking oh god, what's the name of that wooden horse?
Trojan horse?
The Trojan horse?
Trojan horse. I thought he was gonna be the Trojan horse for the people. I thought he was gonna be like talking all this shit, like, oh, we're gonna do this and this and this and that. When he gets in office, be like, totally fucking flip the script. But no, that motherfucker, he went above and beyond of what the fuck he was talking about. I was like, holy shit! Like, damn, this motherfucker is not. He was not the guy I thought he was gonna be. Like, holy shit!
He
but
was
yeah,
he was exactly what I thought.
he was worse than I
gonna
thought he was gonna be.
be.
He was
Well,
worse
Hold
than for
on,
me.
hold on. Prodigy's,
Okay.
Prodigy's
I'll give
like
you that.
fucking.
Yeah, probably gonna say something.
You were trying to say something for a while. Go ahead.
It's all good.
All right, man.
No problem at all. I was just going to quickly say, never forget that Hitler overtly loved Jim Crow and overtly loved the Klan and overtly looked at America. You can see this in his own words, for models of how to handle how Americans dealt with Native Americans and Black people, who he thought were obviously inferior and who America thought were obviously inferior. And so there are very clear ties between Nazi Germany and America in the 1930s and 1940s and whatnot.
And we hired Nazis.
Yeah, well, yeah, they got a whole bunch of Nazis right after World War II. But the other thing I want to mention that always gets left out conveniently, Hitler, very, very evil, bad person, terrible, terrible, terrible. However, I'm not discrediting anything that he did in terms of being truly evil, but he got that. He learned Nazism from the fascist Mussolini. And I don't know why in the entire fuck Mussolini is not studied more as the creator of fascism in this country. Like, you can't just stop and start at Hitler and not understand that he was influenced heavily from Mussolini. Like, almost everything was learned from that. So I need to put that out there for historical context.
Well, no, because I think that most Americans they don't really understand a lot of complex issues, and it's designed that way. Like, if you look at the way that we're educated in America, like, we're educated in like the shittiest way. Like, it's a Prussian system that we're based upon to create workers, and it's to create dumbass workers. And anybody that doesn't believe that, like, do your research. Like, you can fact check me. Like, it literally is a Prussian system. And I don't even like so when I say I don't like the Pledge of Allegiance, people get mad about it. I'm a fucking Marine. I consider myself a patriot. The Pledge of Allegiance is fucking bullshit. You are literally pledging your life to a belief system that you don't understand as a child. You have no idea what the fuck you're pledging it to. You don't understand the laws. You don't understand the history because you're still getting taught it. So why the fuck are you pledging your allegiance to something that you don't understand? You know who does pledge allegiance? Almost every single communist country that's been out there. And so when you talk about communism and how bad it is, and don't get me wrong, like, I don't really have a big problem with communism. I not anymore. I don't. Only because, like, when I start thinking about communism, like, the main reason why most communist countries are all fucked up is because they're boycotted. By who? By us. Like, and we're like, and they're boycotted, and what do they call them? There's a whole bunch of sanctions, yeah,
and embargoes.
Yeah, and embargo. Like, yeah, look at fucking Cuba. Look at Iran. Look at then Iraq. Even though Iraq doesn't really exist anymore, as far as I'm concerned. China, we have like agreements with it, but it's only for money. You know what I mean? And we heavily fucking what's the right word I want to use for China? We exploit them. We exploit Chinese labor, like, heavily. Yes. And that's the main reason why we don't embargo them, is because we exploit their labor to keep our prices cheaper. But if you look at, like, some of these other countries that are, communist countries, and even China is not really a communist country, because they have millionaires. They have more millionaires than we have in America. So when you talk about, like, when it comes to communism, like, really take a look at, like, what that really means and why communism in these other countries really failed. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't believe in, like, communist things. Like, I think there's a third option between, like, communism and capitalism. But for sure, capitalism doesn't really work. It doesn't work for the vast majority of Americans. Communism doesn't work for the vast majority of people. And
what would royalty be like with, like, Queen of England and shit like that? Was that
a monarchy?
Well, that's
monarchy. That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah,
monarchy.
That's not.
That
like,
shit doesn't work either.
Well, no, but they're not even really a monarchy at this point. because
Yeah,
Well, no, I'm just talking
not
about
anymore.
history-wise, monarchies. I mean, they don't work, so they're not even around anymore.
yeah.
Well,
In
no.
England.
Well,
hold on,
there's
hold on,
some.
hold on. There,
Yeah,
there
there's
are
still
around.
monarchies on the
there are
planet.
there are several monarchies technically on the planet. Now there
Is
are
it really?
some.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, plenty
Yeah.
plenty of them. But there are uh, republics or democratic republics or whatever. I don't want to get down into the weeds with that, but that operate and have a kind of a shell. Is the way I'm going to call it, a shell monarchy that doesn't have a whole lot of actual political power per se. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different forms of government, but at the end of the day, I want people to be free and and be able to live their lives as they see fit. But authoritarianism and fascist bullshit, nah, I'm not with it.
That's the problem though. Is like
Yeah.
even though what you just said, you want people to be free and blah blah blah, and I get that. But when people talk about that with America, and I'm just like, but we're not really fucking free. Like we're not free. Like if you look at, we have what 20% of the world's population. I think it's probably less than that.
No, like 4%.
It's 4%. Yeah, but we have. That's what I messed. I split around.
But
We have like 20% of the world's prisoners. We have over 2 million people in the prison system in America. How the fuck? That's vastly more than almost any single nation in the world. How the fuck are we free? Like seriously, you're free if you decide to follow by a certain amount of rules, or wherever you live isn't policed as heavily as say an inner city. Then you're lucky. But for a lot of people in America, like they're fucked. Like you're born into a place that's heavily policed, where you can get thrown in jail for a minor crime for whatever reason, and unless it's caught on video, then nobody gives a shit. Let me just give you a quick reminder. George Floyd, when he got murdered, the official police statement from that PD was that he had a medical complication while he was taken in, as he was arrested. That was the official statement. For weeks went by, and then we saw the video, and then we saw that that was not the case. If there was no video, George Floyd's death would have just been another fucking tick on the fucking laundry list of fucking atrocities that police departments around the United States have committed with no consequences at all. And I'm not saying that lightly. That's literally a fucking fact.
And to add to that, the reason why the cops were there is because he allegedly had a fake $20 bill.
Which is not worth a human fucking life, by the way.
No.
A fake $20.
Even the store owner who called the cops for the fake $20 bill regrets it. Like he was like, wow, I did not know this shit was gonna fucking go down. Like,
yeah, but
Well,
also
he
the
regrets
person
it because he thought it was someone who came to his shop within the last 3 days with the fake money, and it wasn't even him. He said it just looked like him.
Yeah. The deal is this, though.
all black people don't look alike.
There's that, and then the other deal is this. I don't actually carry that little pin around with me whenever I have cash in my wallet. I'm not really trying to validate whether something is counterfeit or not. So, you could unknowingly use fake money as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to. You know what I mean?
Well, but this is what the folks on the other side will say is that, oh, well, he had a history of whatever. He went to jail before. But listen,
Drugs.
The police officers that were arresting him didn't know that. They just saw that he was a black dude, and they decided to brutalize him and murder him. So, and if somebody has a problem with what I just said, the officer was convicted of murder. So, and if it wasn't already apparent enough when you watch the video, first of all, you're fucking stupid. You don't live in reality. You don't live in reality. And second of all, this is like one of the few times, not one of the few times, this is one of the times where justice was served correctly. And I'm sure that they're going to try and do all kinds of appeals and shit like that. They might get off on some weird fucking...
If they Bill Cosby that shit, I'll be fucking pissed.
I was going to say that. Some weird Bill Cosby thing. I already know that a bunch of people are, giving a bunch of GoFundMe accounts to Derek Chauvin, even though he was a piece of shit that murdered somebody, that was handcuffed, couldn't defend himself, that needed the help of fucking 2 other people to help murder him. Yeah, fuck that guy. So, Yeah, I don't have any. Let's go to something fucking nicer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's go. So let's change the subject.
So speaking of it, going back to monarchies, you know that Japan still has an emperor?
Yes, I do. But let's go to something nicer.
Yeah, they do.
Something fucking bring my spirits back up. I'm gonna grab a drink, but
all right,
talk about something nicer.
Back. Okay, I'm gonna steal the wheel and take this motherfucker back onto the track.
Steer it in a fucking happy direction, please, man.
All right, so back to movie reveals. So Amazon had a show that came out. Was it last week? I think it was last week.
It's been a couple weeks.
Future thing.
Yeah, for the Tomorrow War.
Yeah.
Did anybody else watch the show?
I have not.
Anybody watch the movie?
I was gonna watch it today. I didn't get a chance to.
Oh damn. Okay, I'll make it short real quick. So. Tomorrow Show has Quill from
what the fuck is the name of the movie?
What's the name? No, it's called Tomorrow Movie. It's called the Tomorrow War. But the actor name, what the fuck is the actor's name? I can't think it's fucking Quill from fucking
Chris Pratt.
There you go,
man,
Chris Pratt.
Come on.
Chris Pratt. He's in it, and basically, the premise is that aliens invade the world 30 years in the future. And somehow they invented time travel where they can come back and have people come back to the future to fight the war. But you guys haven't seen it, so I don't want to spoil it too much. But I just want to say this shit was the one gripe I had of the entire fucking movie. There's wormholes involved. There's fucking aliens come to Earth taking over and stuff like that. The one caveat that stood out for me that didn't seem realistic was that the fact that Americans were watching fucking soccer. And it wasn't just Americans watching soccer. They had a fucking party. It was a goddamn party of people watching. It wasn't even a World Cup.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what the fuck it is.
It's probably the Gold Cup.
No, wait.
There's a Gold
Cup.
So,
wait. Even if it was a World Cup, they weren't watching America play. They were just watching two fucking countries play fucking soccer. And, like, literally, people weren't even paying attention to this whole soccer game until, like, it came to this one moment where that's when the aliens fucking pop in. But, like, that was the one disbelief. Like, the whole time traveling with wormholes, okay, scientifically, that might be possible, but blah, blah, blah. But, like, I don't know. That just took me away from it. But, like, overall, the movie, I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't... So, some people they downplayed the movie, said it was pretty bad. Like, they gave it like a really low ratings, and like, it's not bad like as in Skyline bad. Like, that movie rope-a-doped you. Like, that was a definition of rope-a-dope for Skyline. But the movie was pretty good. It was a pretty action-packed. Chris Pratt did a really good job, and like they did the whole like Back to the Future thing where, like, you know, something that happened in the past will have an impact in the future. But like, I like how they kind of played on like the whole multiverse thingy. So like, you know, if you do something, if you learn something in the future and you do something in the past, you'll change the past, but the future will still fucking happen. Like, there'll be no change basically. But like, I just thought it was pretty good for an Amazon movie to not be in theaters. I feel like if it was released in theaters, it would have done well. It probably would have been maybe a cool, maybe 100 million, 200 million. But as far as Amazon goes, I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun. It was a pretty funny movie. It kind of lined up with what Chris Pratt does. He's kind of in that realm of one trick pony for acting. But I just overall I just thought it was pretty good. I want to say what do you guys think on it, but I recommend it. I recommend people watch it. If you have an Amazon Prime account, it's free, so check it out. Have a good time. Pop some popcorn. Have a
there's
quick
only
drink.
one.
It's pretty.
There's only one reason why I'd watch this, and that's for Miranda Lawson, aka Yvonne Strakowski.
Nice. All right, let's
Wait, where's she from?
Mass Effect.
She's in Mass Effect, but she some other stuff.
She was also in what was that? The one where the guy was a spy that got all the fucking memories. It was
Chuck. Isn't that Chuck?
Right? Chuck, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But she was way thicker in Mass Effect. I'm just saying.
She was great in Mass Effect. All right, you want to wrap it on up, Old Ninja? Was that what you're doing?
Yeah, let's wrap this on up. Kind of late, and I gotta get some stuff going on. So Prodigy, what you doing this weekend? Fapping off to Chrysler baiting since you dropping those ScarJo tears. What you doing?
I'm gonna actually be briefly back up north trying to move with my family, so it's gonna be a really busy ass weekend. Yeah, I'll be flying and then driving back down to San Diego. So that is literally all I got.
Damn. Did you online? You got it covered. What's going on with that?
Wait, one more time. You broke up.
Oh, are you going to?
FBI is tapping your line.
I know, right? Are people helping you out? Do you need help, or what's going on with this?
I feel like I got it. It should be almost said and done. It's just putting some boxes in a van, so I should got it.
All right. Blue, what you jerking off to, fapping to, checking out?
It's really hard to say what I'm going to say next after you said flapping to and jerking off to, so it's kind of weird. But no, I was just going to say, so my son, actually I'm going to refer to him as I'm refer to him as Sebi Blue. Yeah, little Sebi Blue. He had a quick little milestone today. Like we were the sweetness were playing with him, and he fucking like so. With little babies, you can play with them and they'll smile and this stuff like that, stuff like blah blah blah. But once they start to like physically, audioly giggle, that shit's fucking huge. So the sweetness was playing with him earlier and he fucking giggled, and that shit was like a game changer, like game busters. And I think officially today he's 16 weeks. So he's like, it's just weird to see this little kid grow, and like his expressions are really changing. Like earlier, so we got this bottle for him that's kind of shaped like it's kind of shaped like a breast, and the sweetness was tired, and she had an appointment she had to take care of, and I was like, let me just test out this bottle, and like little Sebi was drinking from it, and he like looked up at me and he saw that it was me instead of mommy, and this little kid started fucking bawling. He was crying uncontrollably. I was like, okay, dude, like you just calm down. Is daddy. So he had to like look away from me while I gave him this bottle. But just seeing him continue to grow is just it's so fucking mind blowing how this kid fucking grows. But like outside of that, this weekend we're doing kind of a play date with his cousin. He has the sweetness has family members coming up. Her cousins are coming up from San Diego's this weekend. So we have like a quick little play date photo shoot that they're doing, like him, Sebi, his cousin, and his actual first cousin. They're going to do a quick little photo shoot this weekend. Other than that, just man, I feel like I haven't turned my PS5 on in like a while. Like it's literally sitting there on the wall, just fucking like collecting dust. Like I haven't had a game I can just throw in there and be fucking excited about. I mean, I know there's Village that's out there, and I have the PS7. I mean, I was playing. You have
a
Detroit.
PS7? You went to the future?
I went to saving. No, but like I need to get back into playing Detroit, because Detroit had a pretty good fucking storyline going to play it on there. But
play Ratchet.
Yeah,
Clank.
like
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It's really good.
Yeah, man. It's so fucking hard. Well, it's hard to play when you have a kid. Like any downtime you have is downtime you got to do something else. Like you got to be like cleaning or we got dogs. I got to take the dogs out for a walk or doing some kind of home maintenance type thing. I'm sad with the PS5. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's times that I can play it, but like yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can't be doing. But anyways, that's it for me. Other than being black and continue to live, that's all I can do this weekend.
All right, Cronus, what you got?
It was good. It was good to hang out with Prodigy's family while he wasn't there. It was kind of weird. I got to see his house for the first time. Go ahead.
Sorry, just kind of jump back in. I didn't talk about this last week, but Cronus also came over to my house to meet my son for the first time recently.
Yes, I did.
We didn't talk about that very much.
I got to hold him for like 30 seconds maybe, and he was like, "You're not Blue." I'm like, "All right." I'm not. So
he's you're not my dad.
No,
but no, like him and Riley came over, And it was the first time Cronus came over to my house with me being here because he's been in my house like probably like 3 or 4 times without me being here.
Yeah, I'm a creeper.
And I had to give him I actually gave him a tour so he got to see the entire house. But yeah, just one thing I would throw in there.
Yeah, no, it was good to see all of you. You know, you, your baby, and Nancy. Actually, I haven't seen Nancy in oh shit, I said her name. My bad.
uh,
The sweetness. I haven't seen her in a long time, and I haven't.
Yeah,
seen...
nobody's seen her pregnant either.
No, yeah, never saw her pregnant, so that was super weird. Not seeing her
So
pregnant.
I'm gonna. So I did a photo shoot. We did like a weekly photo shoot of her being pregnant, and I'm working on that. I'm gonna post it up soon, but it's interesting.
Well,
Like, so we did like a weekly post, but if you go like from her 30 week to like when she started, it's like okay, like wow, it's super noticeable.
yeah. Well, you know, I saw some of the photos that you took, but I just never saw her like in person. That's all. But yeah, it was cool to see your place and meet your whole family, like see the family. Like it was really cool. But yeah, I got to see Prodigy's family. Almost brought me to tears because his son was super sad about leaving like one of his friends, and I was just like, man. Like I remember like thinking about like potentially not seeing somebody else again, and yeah, it hits you kind of hard. And when you're a kid, it hits you super hard. And so yeah, that was kind of crazy. But they'll see each other again. You know, they definitely will. Like we've got all of our families have close bonds, and we'll definitely all see each other again. Other than that, damn, I'm still thinking about it. It hits me kind of hard, so I'm gonna leave it there.
all right.
So that's all I got.
All right. As for me, I didn't get a chance to bring this up with Prodigy, but I'm trying to watch this Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, which dropped on Netflix last week. I know someone that's already finished it. Go ahead, Prodigy.
No, I'm just nodding in agreement. I need to.
Looks like you wanted to say something.
I love fucking Resident Evil nowadays. So I'm definitely down for it. I probably won't get a chance to see it over the weekend, but I'm with you. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch because I don't know how long the episodes are. If they're half an hour, I'm probably gonna watch two of them tonight. If they're about an hour or 45 minutes, whatever. I'll probably just watch one. Um, yeah, I'm probably gonna be chilling. I'll be heading out to Sacramento for a few days, probably early in the week or whatnot. But
Fuck.
we didn't talk about this, but I've been watching this Netflix trilogy, which has been dropping per week. It's called Fear Street. It started in 1994. Yeah, 1994. Then there was 1978, and 1666, which will drop on Friday. So I'm gonna try to squeeze that in sometime this week, and probably give a review on the cast next week because I think there's something interesting about the film, but it's also production wise, it's been pretty interesting. So probably go through that. But yeah, probably just gonna be out of town for a little bit, and then some Resident Evil, and then gaming on some Mass Effect because I'm on my second playthrough. Oh, and I'm playing Ghost Recon for some reason. Playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint because I never finished the game, so I decided to go back and beat it, and it's way different than when it first dropped because now there's like episodes. So, but yeah, that's it for me.
I stepped away real quick. Prodigy, are you watching the release of Beastar Season 2?
Oh, that's right.
Is that out already?
That's out this week.
Tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow at midnight.
I gotta see that whole little bunny get fucked again.
Here we go.
That whole bunny was trying to suck and fuck mammals, reptiles, birds.
Everybody.
Did you read that comic that I recommended to you about the?
You know what?
Unnatural.
Was that the one about?
I think I read the first one.
The rabbit chick or whatever.
She's a pig, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I've seen. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, definitely read the whole series.
Ooh, that shit was crazy.
Oh wow! I didn't know. I Beastar is a Japanese manga.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I did not know that. I thought it was just Netflix animation.
All right.
Furry approved. All right. Take us out.
Yes.
Yeah, you just experienced Black and Black times Infinity. We are the Dankest Podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with Beathan BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Anywhere and everywhere you can listen to podcasts. You can check us out on Amazon because we have an app on there. It lets you know when we go live, and you can watch podcasts on there. You can check out our official website, benheadproduction.com/BTI. We're also on Twitch and some of the other social medias like Instagram and Facebook. Check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Pacific time, live on YouTube. Jump in the chat. Come and talk.
Black people time.
And then you can email us at beathandbti@gmail.com because we have a Discord. Email us. Let us know you want to join the Discord. Be a part of the further discussion. Infinity.
Ski. All right, y'all.